I'm just too tired to fight, but there's an end in sight. Wave the white flag, I'm yours tonight. 'Cause my heart can't take these heights. I need your love with me for life. I need your love, I need your love with me for life. Yeah, some people like me are just destined to fuck up everything that we mess with. If I was made as a joke, I don't get it. Missed the call, but I guess I got the message. Usually I fall too hard, I'm addicted to pain. And if the world's on fire, I'll be swimming in flames, yeah. 'Cause I'm too impatient to wait for change. I know I'm far from perfect, oh yeah. But I know I can make it work, I know I can make it work. I'm crazy, everybody knows my name, but I don't even know my name. Going insane, pulling heavy on my brain, and I don't even know my name. It's a story about an ID crisis. Used to think my only future was the night shift. Brain on ADHD, autopilot. And through it all somehow I kept smiling. I can never find the right words to say. Only a handful of family ever sees my face. But I'm only human, don't we all make mistakes? I'm drowning in my head again, and my thoughts don't want me to wait. They show compassion made of plastic, and I don't wanna be another tragedy. But I'd rather be dead than a skeleton dreaming about the things that he couldn't be. 'Cause I'm too impatient to wait for dreams.
I'm feeling crazy.
as long as you got a dream. Oh no, it's a lie. They just wanna take your life, try to tell you it's a battlefield. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be. Wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. Damn, what a lie, what a time to be alive. How have I survived? That's the battlefield, 1974. Can't keep my head on my shoulders. It's like I'm losing myself. I still see your shadow on the wall, like I'm living in hell. Touchdown in a new place, try to escape your poison, and I hate that I miss a mistake. I'm tired of your ghost, but I don't wanna run away. I can't believe I fell for all of it and it was a show. I know it's toxic, but it just don't feel right letting you go. But you play a game, I can't escape. I'm caught up in the middle. You're running through my head, and all the things we said. I wish I could forget you. I know it's coincidental, but I'm getting kinda mental. Cause every time I'm busy, yeah, your mood goes straight south. When I try to reassemble, and you're not feeling level, but I can't be the only one that's helping you out. I didn't apply to sacrifice all of myself to you. Oh, and all of my time was wasted trying.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, gosh, my camera is not in the right spot here. I'll move that down a little bit. Oh, God. Oh, God, too much. All right. Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy. What day is it today? Today is, why is my necklace in a weird spot? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Today is what? December 30th, Tuesday, December 30th, here in at 12:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Doug. Hello, hello. Let's see, who do we have here today? I'm starting a bit early, if you guys couldn't tell, mainly so that we could begin watching the press conference that Netanyahu and Trump did yesterday. We will, of course, then, we get later during the stream, do our regular stuff. But I thought I'd start a bit early for anyone who wants to watch the Netanyahu press conference. It's not everyone's cup of tea to watch a press conference with the dear leader. So Kind of wanted to start that early for anyone who wanted to watch that. Okay, let's see who we got here. Who do we got here? We have SoCal. Hello, SoCal. Okay, SoCal. Doug. Hello, Doug. Sir Bartholomew is here. Fantastic. Dubois. Hello, Dubois. Dubois. What else? Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, that's all we got. Excellent. Excellent. So, for the folks that are here, and away we go. All right. For the folks that are here, we will begin with the press conference. In the meantime, if we do get to 10 super chats today, we will do an after dark stream. So we will be able to do an after dark stream tonight if we get to 10 super chats. If we get to 1 jester hat, 3 jester collar, 5, we'll play a game. And then let's see here. If we get to 7, I don't want to do the makeup. If we get to 7, well, we'll figure it out. If we get to 7, maybe we'll do a longer stream to begin with, and then if we get to 10, we'll do the after dark stream. Okay. Oh, all right. So the first thing we're going to do, folks, is we are going to watch the press conference from yesterday because I haven't seen it, between Trump and Netanyahu, who basically make out on the stage. It's rather disgusting. Okay, they basically make out on the stage, and it's really gross. So we will be watching that first. I'm going to pull that up here so y'all can see it. All right. Hello, Big Braden. Big Braden, hello. All right. So, everyone ready for this? I'm kind of horrified, terrified, really, for what we're going to witness. No doubt it'll mean the death of many people all over the world. Anyway, whenever these two meet, at least that's what seems to happen. Okay. All right. Shall we begin? We'll see what happens.
People could come in. Come on over, fellas.
Come on over.
We had a big meeting with a lot of people, a lot of talent
Oh,
from
Jesus
Israel
Christ.
and from
Already.
the U.S. And I think we came to a lot of conclusion and conclusions.
What the hell does that mean? Came to a lot of conclusion. Oh, Doug, really, it could be any of them. You know, it could be plague, it could be famine, it could be death, it could be any of them. War. Most of these, really, most of them. Yeah, he's so out of breath. Did he walk up like 2 stairs? You know, maybe had to take a couple steps somewhere. Jesus. Okay.
And there's very little difference in what we're looking at and where we want to be, where we want to go. And so I just want to thank you for spending time. I know you're going to be over here for a couple of days, and maybe we'll be surprising us on New Year's Eve. That'll be fine.
Oh, thank you.
And it's wonderful seeing you and
Good
Sarah
God.
and your whole group.
By the way,
Very
folks,
talented
this is
group.
probably going to be a rated X stream here. I suspect they're going to be touching each other inappropriately and making out and, you know, putting their tongues in various places. So just warning you, if you have any children nearby, you might not want to see what we're about to witness between them. All right. I'm going to actually turn down that. It's so bright in here. I don't know why my face is lit up like a goddamn, it's like a nuclear explosion going on in my room. Okay. All right. We'll continue.
We've done very good work together, and it'll continue. So thank you very much, baby.
Thank you.
Ew. Ugh. Why would you touch? Yeah, probably had to carry his own Big Mac.
I have to say that
Hello, Matt Saigai.
I have to say that in addition to what I said, that we've never had a friend, even close.
Here we go.
friend,
Again, folks, content warning. Get the kids out of the room. Get the kids out of the room. We're going to see a lot of probably dirty things happening between
as
them.
President Trump in the White House. I think he's been extraordinary in his friendship and his support for Israel.
Jesus
His principled
Christ.
positions,
Principled
his willingness to just
Principled
cut through
positions.
and
God.
get to the essence of things. And I don't say that as a compliment.
They both know a lot about principled positions, don't they?
I just mean it. People have heard
Maybe,
me say that
Elliot.
behind your back, Mr. President, many times. But I want to say something else. I think we have a partnership, if I can quote you, second to none. I think it's allowed us to do enormous things You know, people said there was a different conception at one time, which means that America can advance its interest in the Middle East
Good
if it
evening,
opens a
Mithril.
lot of daylight between it and Israel.
Absolutely, Doug.
And President Trump has done the exact opposite. He's achieved remarkable things in the Middle East because we work together. We talk about our
I
ideas.
was not wrong.
Sometimes we have different ideas, but we work it out. And most of the time we see eye to eye. But it's been a remarkable
They sound like a couple trying to explain the relationship, don't they? You know, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but we always end up working it out in the end, you know, and then we have makeup coitus afterwards. So it works out fine.
experience, and this
Yeah,
was
exactly,
a very,
Matt
very
Saigai, right?
productive
God,
meeting. And may I say, a very good lunch. Thank you.
a very good
Thank
lunch.
you for your
Oh, yes.
friendship.
Thank you very much, baby.
And thank you for your support. It's meant from the heart.
Thank you. You know, as I said outside, he's been a wartime prime minister.
I got $25 on Buy Me a Coffee. Are you serious, SoCal? Thank you. Well, really? Thank you, SoCal. Really? Okay.
And we were, well, look, I guess I could say I was a wartime president in more places than just Israel, if you think about it. But Israel was a big factor, and we're with you, and we'll continue to be with you. And a lot of good things are happening in the Middle East. We have peace in the Middle East, and we're going to try and keep it that way. I think we will be very successful in keeping it that way. And you've been a great friend, and I've been a great friend to you and to Israel. It's been my honor.
Thank
And
you,
the award
SoCal.
that
You're the
I
best.
was
Really.
given was
Thank you.
Really surprising.
I am
and,
happy.
Very much appreciated.
Well, President Trump has broken so many conventions to the surprise of people, and then they figure out, oh, well, maybe, you know, he was right after all. So we decided to break a convention too, or create a new one, and that is to award the Israel Prize, which in almost our 80 years
God.
we've never.
Everyone knows to just make. Okay, is that a? I'm gonna look it up. What the hell is the Israel Prize? Is it? Did they just make it up just for him? I bet they did. Israel Prize. Israel Prize. What the? Okay. The Israel. Okay, I guess they didn't. But the Israel Prize is an award bestowed by the state of Israel and is regard. What a worthless prize. Why would you want to be rewarded by it for anything by the state of Israel? Okay, sorry. Okay, calm down. Bestowed by the state of Israel and is regarded as the state's highest cultural honor. It's awarded annually on Israeli Independence Day in a state ceremony in Jerusalem in the presence of the president, the prime minister, and the speaker of the Knesset. Dear God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they're just yeah. Okay.
Never awarded it to a
Yeah.
non-Israeli.
Right, Doug.
And
Jesus.
we're going to award it this year to
God.
President Trump. This was announced formally.
This is our president for the Americans out there that every world leader knows that they just needs to give him give him a prize and he'll be very happy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Elliot Waffles. You're right. No, you're totally right, Elliot Waffles. That's his whole thing. And he keeps trying to declare states of emergency to give himself more wartime powers. Yeah. Yeah, we all the way home. Exactly. So, Cal, you know exactly what happened before this meeting. Yeah, first gay president. Really, this is really one of the gayest things I've ever seen that we're seeing on the screen right now. And folks, that's saying a lot coming from me, the gay man. I'm just telling you, yeah, they can independently be Nazis now, for sure, Doug, for sure. Okay.
Over lunch.
All right.
By our Minister of Education, who's responsible for the Israel Prize. It's going to be awarded to President Donald J. Trump for his tremendous contributions to Israel and the Jewish people. I think there's...
Notice again how Netanyahu's always trying to conflate the Jewish people with Israel. Jewish people with Israel. Jews are Israel. Jewish. Okay. They are not the same thing, folks. But the government of Israel is constantly trying to conflate the two things, which is why I say, and I think I say legitimately, hello, Ross Chris, I say legitimately that Netanyahu and his bunch of thugs and goons are one of the biggest anti-Semitic forces on the planet because they're the ones constantly trying to conflate all Jews with the actions of the state of Israel, which is going to, some people who are going to confuse the two things if they constantly pump out propaganda saying it, even though it's not true. You see what I mean? All right.
It's such a fitting thing And it would honor us, obviously, Mr. President, if you could visit Israel in that occasion, on our Independence Day. But I have to say that this reflects the overwhelming sentiment of Israelis across the spectrum. They appreciate what you've done to help Israel and to help our common battle against the terrorists and those
Yeah,
who
isn't it
destroy.
like, well, I think Meowser told me this. I don't know. Someone told me this, that something like 60% of Israelis are okay with ethnic cleansing. They did a survey. So I forgive me, but I don't really care about what their opinion is on Donald Trump. I don't think that they, I don't really value the opinion of a population that is that fascist and that radicalized. Okay. Big Braden, did you see the video a few weeks ago of an Israeli official being like, "We lost control of the media narrative"? Like, yeah. Oh my God, no, I didn't see that, Big Braden. I should. Did you post it? You should post it in Reacts. Maybe I'll take a look on it. Yeah, that's true, Meows. Or maybe it'll giving him all these awards now prepare his sarcophagus for the afterlife. That's true. Yep, totally, Elliot Waffles. All Dems have to do is condemn Netanyahu, but they are too afraid to do that, so they open the door to people like Fuentes. 100% Elliot Waffles. It's a blind spot. All right. Okay. Trump is only helping Israel because he thinks Bibi will give him gold crap to desecrate the Oval. Almost certainly so, Cal. All right.
Our civilization. So, again,
What?
that's
Okay,
an
wait.
expression of
I'm sorry,
thanks
guys. He used the word. Did he say Western civilization? We really need
to
to
the
make a bingo
terrorists
card.
and those who would destroy our civilization. So,
Destroy
again,
our
that's an
civilization. Okay.
expression
Yeah.
of thanks.
Sure. Yeah.
And appreciation.
Thank you, baby, very much. That really is a great honor. Any questions,
God.
please?
Hello,
We'll go
Louise.
pretty quickly because
I'm so sorry that you have to walk into this, Louise.
pretty much we agree on
Yeah.
most of the things, and you would know what most of those things are. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to know if you and the Prime Minister talked about having Israel pull back its troops before Hamas fully disarms. I know that's been an issue. Did you push for that today?
Well, we talked about Hamas and we talked about disarmament, and they're going to be given a very short period of
bright
time
Meow's
to
word.
disarm, and we'll see how that works out. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be in charge of that from our side.
Guys, you can always tell when he feels like an exceptional amount of pride in himself because he gets this look on his face like, yes, I have been rewarded and I'm very proud of myself. And he gets this kind of sound in his voice that I'm like, oh yes, finally my ego has been stoked. My ego is fully erect. And like you can tell. It's just
But if they don't
Big Brady,
disarm,
you don't have to.
as they
Big Brady, you
agreed
don't
to
have
do,
to. Really, you don't have to.
they
You don't
agreed
want
to
to.
it, and then they'll be held to pay for them. And we don't want that. We're not looking for that. But they have to disarm within a fairly short
Yeah,
period
Elliot.
of time.
Was Israel withdrawing its forces?
Well, that's a separate subject. We'll talk about that.
Mr.
Is it
President,
a separate
Yes.
subject?
Mr. President, did you have a message for the Prime Minister about the West Bank? And are you at all concerned that Israeli settler violence, could be undermining the peace plan?
Well, we have had a discussion.
Okay, that was a very gently phrased question. These reporters, I appreciate they're asking about the West Bank, but it's more than just, have you spoken to him about the West Bank and how, these settlers might be causing a problem in the peace process? That's kind of an understatement. They're actively doing ethnic cleansing in the West Bank, in killing people and taking their land in contravention of international law. It's a bit more than just, a block to the peace plan. Okay. But okay, whatever. I guess at least they're asking about it. All right. Everything is terrible, folks, when it comes to the situation. I swear.
Big discussion for a long time on the West Bank.
Oh, that
And
really, it's
I
okay,
wouldn't say
Big Brain.
we
Don't worry
agree on
about
the
it.
West Bank
You don't have to find it, Big Brain. I only if you wanted to.
100%. But we will come to a conclusion on the West Bank.
If I could ask, what is the disagreement?
Well, I don't want to do that. It'll be announced at an appropriate time. But he will do the right thing. I know that. I know him very well. He will do the right thing. Yes.
There is a growing fear.
Oh, who? You know what? That's it. We're doing a poll. We're doing a poll right now. Who here thinks that Netanyahu will quote unquote do the right thing? I can't even. Will Netanyahu? Now I'm going to do this on YouTube. Will Netanyahu do the right thing? Now I'm not quite sure how to do it on Twitch. I can figure it out, but I'll put it on YouTube at least. Start poll. Will Netanyahu do the right thing? You know what? And while I'm doing that, How do I do that on Twitch? Twitch poll creation. Poll creation. How do I do it? Do I just do the poll command? I got you. So I just do a poll command. Okay, because okay. Thank you so much. Who here thinks that Benjamin Netanyahu will do the right thing? If you say yes, I don't know what to do with you. I got you, Meowser. Thank you. I don't know what to do with you. All right. Okay, sorry. I know that's an obvious question. At least the people in here know the answer. But okay, apparently our president, whatever. All right, we'll continue. Right, Jonas. Riona's great entrance. I love it.
of a confrontation between Israel and Turkey. How are you going to ease this tension given the fact that President Erdogan calls Mr. Netanyahu Hitler and compares Israel to the Nazis?
Well, I know.
Well, has anyone ever heard the phrase, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a goddamn Nazi duck? Okay. And I would say that Erdogan, as much as I do not like Erdogan, not a fan of Erdogan, occasionally a broken clock is right twice a day, and I believe he's right. Okay. You guys had a late night Discord conversation. I am very disappointed. I'm very mad because I wasn't there, but that's okay. I'm glad. All right. If you looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a victim of Islamic terrorism, right, Jonas? Okay. Okay. SoCal, I don't need your nonsense about a 24-hour clock. Okay. God. All right. No, the one with Sky and oh yes. I know, Meowser. Got you. All right. Um, Zionism, it's like literally idea invented, but yeah, okay, all right.
I know President Erdogan very well, and as you all know, he's a very good friend of mine. And I believe that.
He has some issues with friends, doesn't he? Epstein was a friend of his. Netanyahu apparently is a friend of his. Erdogan is a friend of his. Putin is a friend of his. He got that beautiful letter from Kim Jong-un. That's kind of a red flag, wouldn't we say? Kind of a red flag.
I do respect him, and Bibi respects him, and they're not going to have a problem. They're not going to have a problem. I know him very well, and you've seen me do things with President Erdogan and Turkey that nobody else could have done.
Oh, absolutely,
we're not going to have a problem. He's done a fantastic job. I'm with him all the way. I'm with Bibi all the way. Nothing's going to happen.
Absolutely, Jonas.
Yes.
Mr. President, are you concerned that Israel is not moving quickly enough to phase 2 of the peace plan?
By the way, yes, Dubois, we do have streams, after stream Discord calls occasionally. We haven't done it recently, but we'll often times have conversations in the Discord voice chat. So yes, you can go in there anytime. We haven't done much recently, mainly because I haven't been going in there as much, but because I've been busy. But I love doing it. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I missed this last part. Elliot Waffles, I prefer Lucifer is your best friend. I believe you, J-Mac. Elliot, I prefer presidents who don't align themselves with the worst dictators of the world. Yeah, Elliot. Yeah, I know this might be hard to believe, Elliot, but I agree with you. Okay.
Bibi all the way. Nothing's going to happen. Yes.
Mr. President, are you concerned that Israel is not moving quickly enough to phase 2 of the peace plan?
Well, I'm not concerned about anything that Israel's doing. I'm concerned about what other people.
Of course you're not. Of course. He's the only one on the planet. The only one on planet Earth, except for maybe Ben Shapiro, that's not concerned. Okay, I'm exaggerating. There's a lot of lunatic right-wing lunatics out there who do think that that there's nothing to be concerned about regarding Israel. Jonas, Zionism is the only way to protect the world from Islam. Stop hating them. Jonas. God, Jonas, I love you have such a British humor, a UK humor. I love it. Okay. When the drug dictator, he thought it was a tater and became obsessed ever since. Probably. Thank you, by the way, Jonas, for the donation there. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, guys, we did get enough for the hat, which I should have done already, I guess, because SoCal sent it. So we got enough for the hat. All right. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right, Big Brandon. Ben Shapiro is upset that the casualties aren't higher. All right. I know a horrible dictator, and he's the positive adjective leader. Meowsor, you should totally make Trump Mad Libs. I would literally do it on stream. I think it'd be funny. Okay.
Are doing or maybe aren't doing. but I'm not concerned. They've lived up to the plan. They're strong, they're solid, and sometimes they don't understand when somebody violates something that you want to give them a second chance. Well, we'll give them a couple of second chances, but no.
Couple second chances. I wonder, is there even a number large enough to count the number of quote unquote chances that Israel has been given? By the way, in Twitch, our poll, well, first of all, in YouTube, our poll is 100% that says Bibi Netanyahu, 100% no that Bibi Netanyahu will do the right thing. In our poll over on Twitch, it's only 83% say I don't or no. So whoever said that you think Bibi Netanyahu is going to do the right thing, you're either trolling or don't know Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, I'm just saying. Hello, Tarbin. All right. Or okay. Also, Dubois, please join the voice channel. We're often just watching YouTube or listening to music and mostly chilling. Yeah, that's fair, Meowser. That's true. Okay. Um. Uh, BB, I'm sure. Right, Jonas. I'm sure. Um. Okay, I would have voted that he would do the right. All right, J Mac. I'm sure you would have. Okay. Ben Shapiro was upset his doctor wife is treating working class scum with government money. Oh, okay. All right, guys. Big.
Israel's lived up to the plan 100%. Don't forget, we made the plan possible by taking out Iran. And speaking of Iran, I hope they're not trying to build up again, because if they are, we're going to have no choice but very quickly to eradicate that buildup. So I hope Iran is not trying to build up, as I've been reading that they're building up weapons and
Yeah, that's fair, Doug. I should say the right thing morally. We do the morally right thing.
And if they are, they're not.
Metsaga, you and Jonas, I can tell you're both from the UK, I swear. Anyway, that's funny. Islamism is that you both live in the UK here. The Islamism is rotten our Western values and needs to be fought with Christianity. Christ is king.
They're not using the sites that we obliterated, but they're using possibly different sites. We know exactly where they're going,
Big brain.
what they're doing, and I hope they're not doing it because we don't want to waste the fuel on a B-2. It's a 37-hour trip both ways. I don't want to waste a lot of fuel. Okay?
What are we rambling about?
Your last remarks regarding the pardon request of Prime Minister Netanyahu, Herzog office told us that you have not talked after the official request of Prime Minister Netanyahu pardon. Can you clarify to us? Did you talk
Which
about
request are you talking about?
with the President Herzog, the Israeli President Herzog? Did you talk with him directly?
President Erdogan?
Herzog. The Israeli
Oh,
President
so you're talking
Herzog.
about pardon?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to say that. No, I think he's going to be in great shape. He's a wartime
Surprised he wasn't like, quiet, piggy.
prime minister at the highest level. He's achieved tremendous success. And I'll say it, you know.
What the hell are we? What is this? Okay, what is this? What are we talking about? Okay, Bibi has been begging for a fight with Rimback. Yep, he was. Yep. Maybe some ago, but we can figure that out during the exactly, Jonas. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's been doing. By the way, folks, Netanyahu has been pushing for us to bomb and destroy Iran since like the 80s or 90s. I think the 90s. I can't quite remember, but he's been doing it constantly, and it's almost like every other week he comes out and says they're on the verge of getting a nuke. They're on a verge of getting a nuke. They're on a verge of getting a nuke. You should bomb them, USA. You should bomb them, USA. You should bomb them, USA. Because, folks, it's not about Iran. It's about wanting domination of the Middle East, and they get in the way of Israeli domination of the Middle East. And Iran having nukes would threaten their domination of the Middle East because they're the only country in the Israel's the only country in the Middle East that has nukes. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. They don't, right? I mean, you can't prove that. You don't know they have nukes. Okay, they have nukes. Yeah, it really is hilarious, J Mac. Wonder how these flights are treating his vein. Right. The problem is of course, right, Jonas. I'm sure. Yeah, he lied about them in 2000. They're 2 weeks away. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, but like, guys, it's so obvious though. It's so obvious that he's trying to manipulate the American State Department and American foreign policy. But American president after American president after American president falls for it. It's not because they're all stupid. It's because they're bribed through AIPAC. Okay, they get a lot of money from the pro-Israel lobby, so they're willing to kind of ignore the manipulation and support it. Anyway, I just can't. All right. I mean, amongst other reasons, that's not the only reason. Some of them are actually Zionists. Like Joe Biden was ideologically a Zionist. All right. Anyway, we'll go on.
If you
Trump is not ideologically a Zionist, by the way. Trump is only about Trump. Trump doesn't care about anything else. And so, he's not willing to murder thousands of innocent people in Gaza because he's a Zionist. He's just willing to do it for the lulz, basically. And for the, okay.
you had 8 out of 10 prime ministers in his position right now, or before right now, maybe, you wouldn't have Israel any longer. Israel would not exist. I'd say two of them would,
Oh my God, guys, can you imagine? Okay, I don't want to go down that road, but
and 8 of them wouldn't. Those are not good odds. You needed a very special man to really carry through and really help Israel through this horrible jam. These are major factions, and it started with our negotiation with Iran. I think it probably started with
that's hilarious. Peninsula.
Soleimani. That was really where you mentioned that
Right,
today, which started with Soleimani. Bad guy, doing bad things, hurting a lot of people, killing American soldiers and other soldiers. But it started right there, would probably be the starting point. And
By the way, illegally killing Soleimani while he was visiting Iraq without the permission of the Iraqi government, violating their sovereignty. But no one cares about that, of course, breaking international law to murder a leader. Now, imagine what would happen if Iran killed our Secretary of Defense or a high-up general. Okay, wonder what would happen then. Right? Can we imagine? Do we feel like, and technically, folks, I mean, that's only fair. That's only fair, right? Let's say they do. Well, what do you expect? We did it to them. Do you think the United States will be like, oh, well, I guess that's fair because we did it to you? Yeah, no, you're right. Of course, Jonas, that's the thing. Muslims aren't actually human, according to the Trump administration, according to American foreign policy, right? They're sort of not. They're not human. Okay, they're just sort of there. They're standing on top of our oil. Okay, or whatever it may be. So
then from that point forward, but you have
Yeah.
a wartime prime minister at the highest level.
totally,
There
J-Mac.
could be other wartime prime ministers, but they'd lose. He won. And I think the people of Israel appreciate it. I think a lot of the people in the world appreciate it, actually. And because of that
Really?
victory,
Did
we were
they?
able to get peace in the Middle East. If you had a different kind of a personality, if you had a weak person or a stupid person, and there are
Oh
plenty
my God, don't you love the projection? Trump being the weakest and stupidest man on the planet. Weakest and stupidest man on the planet, always accusing other people of being weak and stupid. Literally, this man has the thinnest skin imaginable. Who recently learned that grass was a living thing, who thought that you could nuke a hurricane. Okay, yeah, he's going to say Joe Biden.
of both of them.
Apparently, Elliot. Apparently, we have peace
You
in the
would
Middle East.
not have had success, and you might not have Israel. And you report for Israel. I know you're very proud of it, and you do a great job. You might not have a job because there might not be an Israel right now if you had a different prime minister. That's a big statement, but to me, it's a very simple statement to make. I'm looking
God.
at Pete Hegseth, and he's sort of nodding. If they don't have a strong
Oh my God! This is turned into a menage a trois. Pete Hegseth is joining in the Makeout session. I guess they're all okay. I can't say this on live stream. The kind of dirty things all three of them are now doing together. What do we do realize, folks, that Israel is an extremely powerful state. It has nuclear weapons. Israel is not under threat. All right, they are not under threat. And you know what? If they were, they should be, because they are a terrorist state that is constantly attacking their neighbors. I don't know what other reason one might have to not want to attack a country. I mean, what would be a worse reason to not like a country? Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, I don't know if I'm phrasing that right. Regardless, okay.
prime minister, Pete, you might not have Israel today. I think he'll go down. in the record books. And, you know, I was a big help.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
That's true,
big
Matt
help. Somebody said in the room, if you don't have Trump, you needed a proper combination of everything. And if you didn't have that combination, which they had, you would not have an existing Israel right now. And the people of Israel know it. That's why they like me, and it's why they actually like him. He's got a little bit of a...
No, they don't, by the way. No, they don't. The Israeli people not a fan of Benjamin Netanyahu. Even though a lot of them are genocidal, they're not a fan of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Hate more than I do over there. But you know what? Even the hate...
That's awesome, Eunice. I don't blame her at all. Yeah, we need to talk about that, Eunice. We need to talk about the Somaliland thing. That's interesting how Israel acknowledged. We'll talk about that.
Have a lot of respect for him. There's a lot of jealousy.
I don't blame her, Jonas.
About him. A lot of jealousy. Jealousy is a bad word. But I believe you would not have Israel right now. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, we're all jealous of Benjamin Netanyahu. We're jealous that he has antisocial personality disorder and that he's a raging sociopath. We all want that for ourselves.
Yeah.
Mr. President, a recent poll showed that as many as half of Gazans would be willing to leave the Gaza Strip if afforded the opportunity to do so. Back in February, you said that all Gazans should be.
Guys, I'm sorry. I need to do some, what is it called, virtue signaling. I actually believe in it, but I feel compelled to. It'll make me feel better. I'm going to get my kefir. 1 second. There we go. Now I feel better. I got to root for the team. All right.
Leave. I've always said it. I said if they were given the opportunity to live in a better climate, they would move. They're there because they sort of have to be. I think it would be a great opportunity. But let's see if that opportunity presents.
Wait, sorry, Matt Saigai, is that true? Did Benjamin Netanyahu study at MIT? Is that who you mean, Matt Saigai? I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. I know he was from Philadelphia, or at least he lived in Philadelphia. So, Cal, here's my thing. If it is so acceptable for Putin to invade Ukraine, Zelensky should just bow down and kiss Putin's feet. It should be perfectly fine for Israel's neighbors to invade Israel, and Bibi should just take it like a man. Yeah, of course, so, Cal, of course. You'll find no disagreement here. Yes, Dubois. As a matter of fact, we're going to watch that here in a bit. The one about them going to the fraud locations. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I know that. Yes, exactly, Dubois. I actually watched a video. We're going to be watching it later. Yeah, about the one. So, guys, real fast, if we get one more super chat, I will put on the Jester collar. If we get to 5, we'll play a game. If we get to 7, I'll stream longer. And tonight, folks, if we get to 10, I will do an After Dark stream tonight. Okay, I'm going to be streaming for a while today. But if we get to 10 super chats, I'll do an After Dark stream. That also or not only super chats, it also can be 200 bits. Thank you so much, Jonas. Thank you for the bits there. Okay, if we get 200 bits, that also counts towards our goal. If you're over on Twitch and you subscribe using Amazon Prime for free, that'll count towards the goal. Or if you just subscribe regularly, it'll count towards the goal. No, SoCal, it does count. I'm sorry, the coffee does count. That counted as the first one. Then we now have gotten 3. So now I will put on the collar. So we've had 3, which is excellent. Actually, you know what, SoCal? Normally, because it was 25, normally I'll count it as more. So I'll count that as more. I'll just say we need to get to 7 now to do the After Dark stream. Everyone needs to thank SoCal because SoCal made it a lot easier for us to do the After Dark stream. Okay, there we go. All right, let's continue, folks. Your problem with Bibi is that he's too nice. Right, Jonas, right. Okay.
So, but we're helping the people of Gaza a lot. So is Israel, by the way. So we'll see what happens. But I saw that there was a poll. It was actually more than half the people would leave if they were given the opportunity.
Yeah, right, J-Mac.
And I've been saying that for a long time. To me, it was common sense. So it's interesting.
Why wouldn't countries accept them?
Look, let's not talk about it because we don't want the controversy. Right now, we're helping Gaza. But if they were given the opportunity, I think even higher than that, the group that did the poll is usually, I call them negative pollsters. You have a lot of them. And yet this poll...
Of course, negative pollsters are the ones who don't align with what his view of the world. Okay, any poll that doesn't show what he likes are bad pollsters or negative pollsters.
Was, I think, very accurate, other than it would be more than half the people if given the opportunity, but they haven't been given that opportunity. So we'll see what happens.
Mr. President, have you reached a point of understanding regarding Syria?
We do have an understanding regarding Syria. Now, with Syria, your new president, I respect him. He's a very strong guy.
It is.
That's what you need in Syria. You can't put a choir boy. You can't put somebody that's a...
Oh, God, he should not be talking about choir boys. Ooh, boy. I think we all know why, right? A bit of a stereotype there, given what we know about him from the Epstein files. Probably should not be even using the phrase choir boy for any reason ever.
Perfect person. Everything's nice. No problems in life. You have the opposite there. He's a strong guy.
Shame.
We get along with him great. I can't ask for any more. He's been with us all the way. We had that.
You're actually, you know what? You're right, Jonas. I'm being a bit incorrect. If there were such thing as choir girls, which I think there are, that would be more of a threat. I don't think he... Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Sat with ISIS, and he was with us all the way. He was fighting us. He was fighting them. So I hope Israel. I'm sure that Israel and him will get along. I will try and make it so that they do get along.
Mr. President,
I think they will. Bibi, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, well, our interest is to have a peaceful border with Syria.
We also need to protect the Druze, which is why whenever any armed force comes near our border, we absolutely wipe them out to protect the Druze, of course, not to protect the chunk of Syria we're occupying right now. Literally, guys, you know that? You all know that Israel has moved deeper into Syria during the Syrian civil war. They moved deeper into Syria and are now occupying Syrian land too, and are probably going to annex it to Israel. That's what they're doing. They are now taking Israeli land as well. I mean, Syrian land as well. And then they're using it as an excuse that when any armed force starts heading towards their location, maybe to push them out, I don't think so, but they start bombing it and claiming it's to protect an ethnic minority group in southern Syria. Do we really think that Israel cares about an ethnic minority that isn't Israeli in southern Syria? Okay, it's insane. Hello, Dolly Boy. All right.
Our interest is to have, and we openly say it, we want to make sure that the border area right next to our border is safe. We don't have terrorists. We don't have attacks. And we also...
Which, by the way, in Syria, he is occupying, he illegally took a chunk of Syria and is keeping it.
also want to secure our Druze friends. And by the way...
There we go, the Druze. You heard it. But guys, do you hear that? Okay. You notice how the first thing he said was, we want to protect our border. We need to, protect our border. And he's referring to the land that they've stolen from Syria. And now he's like, and there's the Druze. Yeah, them too. We also need to protect them. Yeah, that is not, it's all about holding and maintaining the empire they're trying to create by stealing a chunk of Syria. Okay, the Druze are an afterthought.
I think not only the Druze, but other minorities, especially the Christians, should be...
Right. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. The Israelis under Benjamin Netanyahu love Christians. They love protecting Christians, even though they keep bombing and destroying Christian churches in Gaza. They also love the Druze. They're so beneficent and care so much about minority groups.
Protected as well in Syria and throughout the Middle East and in Nigeria.
Of course, Jonas.
In your efforts, we back completely because Christian communities are beleaguered around the world and especially in the Middle East, but in parts of Africa too. And we stand for the same thing.
And don't forget, it was President Erdogan that helped very much get rid of a very bad ruler of Syria. That was President Erdogan. And he never wanted the credit for it, but he really gets a lot of credit.
Right,
Maybe
Dolly
agrees
Boy.
with that. I agree with. I mean, I know it. And President Erdogan should get a lot of good credit for what.
Yeah. By the way, President Erdogan was not acting selflessly. All right. President Erdogan wanted to kill a bunch of Kurds, amongst other things. All right. But
What he did, he got
hello,
rid of some very
Drizzello.
bad people.
I'm so sorry you
And,
have to walk into
You
this,
know, they've been
Drizzello.
wanting to do that for 1,000 years with different names, but for 1,000 years in Syria, President Erdogan did it, and we give him a lot of credit. I give him a lot of credit. But I think it's going to work out well between Syria and Israel.
Mr. President,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
The Lebanese government, so what we saw, is not meeting the terms of the ceasefire agreement, has failed to disarm Hezbollah, actually. In your view, should Israel strike the terrorist organization again?
Okay, which fascist is asking this question? Jesus, I really wish we could see which reporters these were. I see this guy saying, are you sure we shouldn't start bombing Lebanon? Yeah, okay.
Well, we're going to see about that. We'll see about it. The Lebanese government is at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Jonas,
if you think
what bright side, Jonas? I know you're joking, Jonas, but Jesus.
of it with Hezbollah, but Hezbollah has been behaving badly, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. President.
Oh, Israel, though, has been acting like a little angel, hasn't it? Absolutely little angel. I know. Okay, I know I'm being repetitive. You all know all the things I'm saying. I just can't help it. You know that this is a pet peeve of mine, folks. Okay.
And China.
How close are we to another operation of Israel in Iran? You said before the meeting with Netanyahu that you are in support of Israel if the ballistic missile project will take on, and also the nuclear weapon. But after the meeting, after what you know from the intelligence, how close are we to another war with Iran?
Well, I don't want to say that, but Iran may be behaving badly. It hasn't been confirmed, but if it's confirmed,
Victoria.
they know the consequences.
Sorry, Victoria, that you have to walk into this
will
too.
be very powerful. Maybe more powerful than the last time. Yeah.
Jesus, what did that mean? More powerful? He's more powerful than last time. Jesus. Okay. SoCal, thank you so much. Really, SoCal. What are you doing, SoCal? Why are you being so nice? I don't mean that. Thank you, SoCal. Okay, so we'll count that as, you know what? Screw it. Okay, we'll say that we'll do an After Dark stream, all right? We'll do an After Dark stream tonight, folks. We think we've definitely gotten enough now to do an After Dark stream. I know, I'm just being an asshole, SoCal. I mean, but thank you, really, SoCal. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if I should say this, but I've been a bit okay. I've been a bit worried recently because of my mouth hurting, and I've been thinking about, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sound like I'm using emotional blackmail. Really, though, so thank you, SoCal. We'll talk. Maybe I'll talk about that in the After Dark stream. So thank you, SoCal. So we will have we'll do an After Dark stream later tonight, folks, and there is so we'll do an After Dark stream. Thank you, SoCal. Everyone can really thank SoCal for that. And yes, and then if we get let's see here. If we get 2 more, we'll do, I'll stream for an extra 30 minutes today. And then after that, I will not do that. And then after that, folks, you can pay to paint one of my nails. Okay. We'll just do it that way. And if you're on the Twitch, that'll count as, if you do 200 bits, that'll count. All right. Yes. All right. Let's continue. I know, J-Mac. I know you're into that sort of thing. Okay. All right. We'll continue this.
Iran should have made a deal the last time. I gave them the option.
Real fast, folks. If you are not a member of our community yet, pinned at the top of the Twitch chat and pinned at the top of the YouTube chat is a link to our Discord. Please join our Discord. You can post things in there for me to react to. We have a really great community there. It's very fast growing. We're kind of stuck around 155, and we got up to 157, then it went back down to 155. I guess so. But I would love to have more people in there. Great community. All right.
I said, you can make a deal. Do it. I told them, do it. And they didn't believe me. Now they believe me.
Do you have evidence that Iran is behaving badly, and what do you mean by that?
This is just what we hear.
Yeah.
But usually...
This is just what we hear. What do you mean, though? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Have you heard the expression?
Well, what do you mean related to the nuclear?
Who wants to say, who thinks that he learned that expression this morning?
Well, no, I'm hearing that they're not nuclear yet, but maybe nuclear too. The sites were obliterated, but they're looking at other sites. That's what I've heard. They're looking. So it'll take a long time. They're not going to go back to where they were, but
I'm sorry to go off.
They have other places they can go. And if they're doing that, they're making a big mistake. Yeah, please. There's no reason for them to do it.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, is the United States currently open to engaging in bilateral discussions with Tehran? We're hearing reports from numerous countries that there may be some discussions. Is that something you would support, or something that is
I would.
You would support that?
I would, yes.
Right now. Thank you, sir.
I have been, by the way, before the war, I would support that. I said to him, baby, I said, let's negotiate. And they didn't
I said to him, Bibi, did you bring condoms?
believe what was going to happen would happen.
Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
President, on China, so China's been doing naval exercises basically to test encircling Taiwan. Can you explain to us
Hello, Linux Gooner. Hello, hello. Good evening, Linux Gooner.
what your knowledge
I'm just going to call you Linux, if you don't mind.
is of that? What do you think about that? Have you had any discussions with China
Well, I have a
about
great
that?
relationship with President Xi, and he hasn't told me anything about it. I certainly
know,
have seen
David.
it, but he hasn't told me anything about it, and I don't believe he's going to be doing it.
Does it worry you?
No, nothing worries me.
But you
Nothing.
said where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So if you're if you're doing naval exercises and air exercises,
Okay, so this woman clearly wants a war with China. I'm not sure why she's like, are you sure? Maybe maybe we should strike first. Maybe we should launch a few nukes onto the east. Like, okay.
They've been doing naval exercises
Dubois.
for 20 years in that area. Now people take it a little bit differently, but in fact larger than they're doing right now. So we'll see. But they've been doing that for 20, 25 years. Yeah.
Mr. President, if you don't see Hamas disarm in that short amount of time that you're giving them, can you tell us what the next steps would
It'll be horrible for them.
It's like
horrible.
Oh, that's pretty disturbing.
It'll be really, really
I'm sorry, Drusilla.
bad for them. And I don't want that to happen. But
Oh,
they
really?
made an agreement
You don't?
that they were going to disarm. And you couldn't blame Israel. By the way, we have other countries that will come in and do it. They said, let us
Really?
do it for you.
By the way, folks, for those of you who have just come in here, I started early so that we could watch this. Right after this, we'll get to our regular programming, but just wanted to start because I haven't seen this press conference with these two making out. So that's what we're doing.
If they don't. Countries that were with them wanted the deal to be made, agreed that they would disarm, and now if they say they're going to disarm, that's fine. If they say they're not going to disarm, those same countries will go and wipe them out. They don't even need Israel. We have many countries, 59 countries that are in agreement. This is a real peace in the Middle East. And Hamas is a small part of it, but it's still a part of it. But we have 59 countries that signed on, big countries, countries that are outside of the...
When has the United States or Israel, by the way, ever cared about what other countries think? We just bomb and bomb. I mean, unless it's Israel, we don't care. Okay, but we just bomb and break the law. And, who cares what the international community thinks? As if Israel's going to suddenly obey international law because 59 countries have signed an agreement, have pushed them to sign an agreement. Okay. I don't know who this is. I think you're new here. Jom, TYD. Absolutely. They do. They do. I mean, they're like gay lovers. I'm a gay man, John, and I'm telling you, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life is these two. They really ought to just Linux. Is it? I thought it was Linux. Okay, my mistake. Linux. Okay. Thank you, Doug. So anyway, there's the gayest thing I've ever seen. They really ought to just, get it over with, get a hotel room. It's really gross.
Middle East, as you know, the Middle East. They want to go in and wipe out Hamas. They don't want Israel. They don't need Israel. They want to do it because it's the right thing to do. Because they were for the deal based on the fact that Hamas pledged, they swore that they were going to disarm. Now, if they're not going to disarm, those same countries will wipe out Hamas.
Yeah. When they say wipe out Hamas, right? That, of course, every quote unquote Hamas member they kill, which it probably won't be a Hamas member, it'll be a baby in a crib or something, it'll come along with, 30 civilians being killed also because Hamas is using them as quote unquote human shields. And they'll have zero proof that they even kill. Anyway, it basically, when they say they want to kill Hamas, they mean they want to massacre civilians. They want to slaughter innocent people to ethnically cleanse them and push them off their land so that they can occupy that land and take it for themselves. We all know this by now, right? We know this. Don't we all know this by now? Are there people out there that I still can't believe there are people out there who still believe this bullshit? Like, it is so goddamn obvious. So goddamn obvious. All right. They accused an 8-year-old. Yeah, they did, Jonas. I don't. Okay. Um. No, I don't think you would, Dubois.
The PA should
I
be
don't think you'd get in
involved
trouble.
the day after in
Shoot,
Gaza Strip
my eyes are
in
tearing
the
up
near
now
future.
thinking
The same
about the
question to
kids
Prime Minister
dying.
Netanyahu. Do you see a real opportunity that the PA will be in Gaza?
Go ahead, baby.
I think President Trump put clearly the conditions that of reform that he wants to see in
Oh
the
my
PA
God, Matt
for them
Saigai.
to be involved.
I'm so sorry.
And I think he put it very clearly what he wants to see, the kind of real reforms, not just perfunctory reforms, but real reforms. Stop pay to slay, change the curriculum in your textbooks, open up, a different society and a different future. If
So
they
it's
do
not
it,
in the near future?
well, let them. I think it was clear. He put
Pretty clear.
He put guidelines that were, by the way, in the Trump plan of 2020, and they were put then in the 20 points. And
Yeah, but they're going to come up with any excuse they can to continue the ethnic cleansing. So they'll probably lie and say that Hamas hasn't disarmed, or like a person will get shot in the Gaza Strip and they'll claim that it was, Hamas. I don't know. They'll come up with an excuse. I don't trust this for a second. There's always a reason for them to break it. They always will come up with a reason. By the way, doesn't it always sound like there's like a demon itching to come out of Netanyahu's throat at any given moment? It's like, it sounds like there's something evil trying to break its way out of his soul at every living moment. Maybe that's just my bias, but that's what it sounds like to me.
It's up to them.
Remember this, if we didn't do what we did to Iran, just to make the subject just slightly different, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. You wouldn't have a deal
Dolly boy.
signed in the Middle East. You wouldn't have a deal. Because other Arab nations, which are great people, I know them very well, I know them, they're great people, they wouldn't be able to have agreed to peace in the Middle East because you would have had a dark cloud hanging over everything. It wouldn't have.
By the way, folks, the idea that they're great people, the reason he's saying that is because a lot of those Arab countries, especially like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and things like that, have massively bribed Trump. Massively bribed Trump. Okay. Yeah, like they have massively bribed Trump in many different ways. So when Trump says good people, you can imagine what he's imagining are giant money signs. Like big money signs in his head. Like, oh, good people. Okay. All right. So yeah, and of course the Saudis also want Iran attacked. No doubt they do. They are. Saudi Arabia also wants to dominate the Middle East. So okay, uh yeah, I agree, Dubois. He needs to stop guzzling. Yeah. Okay.
Impossible. So Iran has been greatly reduced in power, prestige. I don't want to use the word humiliation because they're trying to build up again. But we can't let them build up because if they build up,
remember what I told you? One of the 3 causes of extremist terrorism, and when I'm talking like non-state terrorism, it's humiliation, marginalization, and economic suffering. And he's like purposely, and that so okay. Imagine if there was an attack from a radicalized Islamic person. He is literally using the language of like we need to humiliate them. Like okay, well that's a natural outcome. If you're going to bomb people and kill their children, you're going to try and humiliate them. You're going to openly say you're humiliating them. You're going to marginalize them. People are not going to take that sitting down. But of course, we'll be the victims if that happens, right? We'll be the victims if that happens. Okay? According to him. Yes. So, yes, Drusilla Trump bombed some targets in Nigeria. Apparently, they were Islamic State targets. I don't know if I fully buy it yet because it was in a region not really fully controlled by the Islamic State. Regardless, he claimed it was to defend Christians. It probably wasn't. It was probably about, whatever it may be. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Doug. Okay.
it can't be peace.
Americans would not take that sitting down,
when
but
they wiped out Iraq.
you mean that would Americans take it sitting down if another country did it to us, Doug? Because no, we wouldn't. But then if someone does it to us, if someone resists us or fights back against our oppression, we're the victims.
Iraq and Iran were about the same power, and they fought each other with different names for 1,000 years.
Thank you for the history lesson, Trump. By the way, do you know who funded Iraq during the Iran-Iraq War? Would someone tell me? Someone tell me in chat. Who funded Iraq Iraq during the Iran-Iraq War? Who did it? I mean, you all know this. We funded the guy. Yeah, the U.S. The U.S. funded both sides. Okay, and I should say that, Jonas, that the U.S. did fund both sides, mainly Iraq though. And what's funny about this, folks, is that the guy that was in charge of Iraq was Saddam Hussein, and we funded him, and we were very good friends with him. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is the folly of empire. And then later we overthrow him. Anyway. They did, Dolly Boy. They used it for the whole Iran-Contra thing. I forgot to mention that they also funded Iran, but I was mainly trying to, point out Saddam Hussein. All right.
And then our country came out and blew up one of those two countries, namely Iraq. And all of a sudden, Iran had the whole Middle East all to itself. But that's not true anymore. That's not true anymore.
Can you tell us something about your plan? Tell us something about your plan to expand Abraham Accords. If you can tell us something about your plan to expand Abraham Accords.
Well, the Abraham Accords are a great achievement of Jared and
I don't care. None of this matters.
Everybody.
This doesn't matter.
One of the great
Who cares?
achievements.
Blah, 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 blah.
They'll be expanded. Countries are already...
Laws don't mean anything to Trump. Laws don't mean anything to Netanyahu. Agreements don't mean anything to either of them. I just want to be clear.
Talking about expanding it, and they'll be expanded fairly quickly. Yeah, please.
What about Saudi Arabia? Is it still on the table? The normalization?
Saudi Arabia is great. We have a great leader, and a friend of mine and a friend of a lot of people. Also an enemy of some people, but those people aren't doing so well. No, Saudi Arabia has been very good as far as I'm concerned. They've done everything that we can.
That's kind of giving away what Jonas said. Saudi Arabia hates Iran. And you can imagine that they were asking Trump to take action against Iran, which is part of the reason they bribed Trump. And he's even saying that, they're also the enemy of some people. He's kind of giving away what they talked about. By the way, folks, I'll talk about something else here in a second.
Ask for.
But normalization with Israel is on the table?
They're getting along great with Israel. They will. And at some point, they'll sign the Abraham Accords.
Mr. President, on the Fed, so one of the big domestic tasks ahead of you is to pick a new chairman for the Fed.
Yeah.
You've said that you have one favorite, but you're also doing interviews.
Still do. Hasn't changed. Yeah, I'll announce them at the right time. There's plenty of time. But in the meantime, we're doing numbers that nobody's ever seen. We have $18 trillion coming in. We had a 4.3% GDP. They thought it was going to be 2%. And that's despite the Democrats.
What does that mean, a 4.3% GDP? That is a meaningless phrase. What do you mean? We had a 4.3% GDP. Does he mean we had a 4.3% GDP growth? Okay, I'm sorry. My inner teacher's coming out. He needs to use his words. Can we use English correctly? Says the guy who's always screaming about people who don't speak English coming here, and yet he can't, and then yet they speak English better than he does. And I don't care if English isn't your first language, but it's just okay.
Shutdown. Had the shutdown not occurred, we would have had an extra 1.25. Think of that. We are doing, and also despite the fact that we have a fool.
Oh, yeah, not accounting at all, Jonas.
I mean, Biden reappointed him. It's too bad. You would have thought he wouldn't have done that. But
there's
he's
Biden,
an absolute fool, who's building a new Federal Reserve, or he's doing a renovation of a building. Maybe he's up to $4.1 billion to do a renovation.
Yeah, and what is Trump doing to the White House, folks? Okay.
Of a few very small buildings. It's the highest price in the history of construction.
What
He's
is he
spending more
talking
money
about?
than any building has ever spent per square foot.
Right, I'm sure the Great Wall of China was less expensive than the okay.
On the renovation of, as an example, I'm doing a magnificent, big, beautiful ballroom that the country has wanted, the White House has wanted for 150 years. It's a massive job, and it's a tiny fraction of that number. And we're under budget and ahead of schedule. Now it's bigger than
it's a slush fund.
It's after realizing we're going to do the inauguration in that building, it's got all bulletproof glass. It's got all drone they call it drone-free roof. So drones won't touch it. It's a big, it's a big,
sure,
beautiful,
Jonas.
safe building. But
Big, beautiful,
it's,
safe
you know,
building.
some
Again, folks,
big-
this is called compensation because he has a little wee-wee. He always needs to say everything is phallic and big, right? It's so big. This is so big. I'm so big. You're so big. We're all so big. Yeah, Elliot Waffles, that is kind of weird that he said inauguration. I hope he's not referring to his own inauguration because that might be what he's hoping for, like a Napoleon-style event where he grabs the crown and puts it on his own head and declares himself emperor in this new ballroom. Okay, I don't know. We can hope he's referring to future presidents. Maybe I don't know if we can have hope about any future president. But right,
project for a tiny fraction.
yeah,
that
right.
We're
SoCal.
under budget and ahead of schedule, and they've wanted it for 150 years. Think of it: the Federal Reserve Building, 2 buildings there. They don't know what they're doing.
What is he rambling
They're-
about, guys? Oh my God, I'm going to
They're
lose my
way
mind.
over budget.
It's depressing.
I mean, almost.
They're like
this was-
supposed to be talking about how people have been murdered in Gaza and how we're trying to solve that issue of people being slaughtered and killed. And he's talking about, he's doing this little annoying talk about the expensiveness of renovating the Federal Reserve and how he's pissed about it. This is the most asinine. Okay.
built during the Biden administration, and I wrote
There's
by it
Biden
the
again,
other day, and it's
of
headed
course.
by the head of the Federal Reserve. Too late, too late, Powell. Too late because he's always too late with interest
my
rates,
God.
except before the election he was too early because that would have helped. That was supposed to help get her elected. It had no impact. We won all 7
God, I
swing
wish there
states.
was no bulletproof glass in that
no.
ballroom, if you know what I mean.
We're thinking about bringing a suit against Powell for incompetence. Because think of it, these aren't outstanding buildings. These are small buildings. He's at $4 billion.
Yeah, Elliot.
It's going to end up
Jeez.
costing more than $4 billion. $4 billion. It's the highest.
How much fucking, excuse me, how much money are you giving to Israel, Donald J. Trump? How much money are you sending them to slaughter innocent people? How much? Okay. And how much money are you spending on the Golden Dome? Or I mean, not the Golden Dome, but all the other shit that you do. All right. Okay.
Price of construction. Again, Democrats. Highest
It
price
is,
of
Dolly Boy.
construction per square foot in the history of the world. There's never been.
What are you talking? I'm
Gorgeous
so annoyed.
monuments
Come
are
on.
built
Let's wrap
for
it up,
a
Trump.
much smaller price. So we're thinking about bringing
It's almost over, so thank God. I don't want to hear him
Gross
babbling.
incompetence lawsuit. It's gross incompetence against Powell, and it was his baby.
Really? Jeez, okay.
And the guy's just incompetent. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. He's just a very incompetent man. But we're going to probably bring a lawsuit against him. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Bibi,
All right.
congratulations.
Bibi, congratulations. Shaking the hand of a war criminal twice.
Powell's replacement.
January sometime.
And will you ask Jay Powell to resign from
Well,
the
he should
board
resign.
entirely?
Be a favor to the nation. But he's come close. I mean, we're
By the
getting
way-
pretty close. I would fire
Yeah,
him.
this is cute.
I'd love to fire him, but we're so close.
What does this
Maybe-
image remind me
Well,
of? What does
maybe
this
I
image
shall
remind me
make-
of?
Sell F-35 to Turkey.
Say it.
Are you going to approve a sailing of F-35 to the Turkish?
We're thinking about it very seriously.
And what is
What
your
prevented-
reaction
They'll be
to
okay.
this?
They'll never use it.
Thank you, press. I promise. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, press.
Oh, that's right. That's what it reminded me of. This image, that image something about that image sparked something in my history brain. It was this image right here. That this. I'm sorry. It just looked familiar to me. It just right. It just this. Yeah, that looks pretty similar. Don't we agree? To them shaking hands. Look at that. Okay, and this is absolutely spitting image. You see here. Look how happy they are too. Just like Trump and Bibi. Very good. Very good. So this I love that. I love that for us. How we look at the phrenology too on these two. Okay. Also look at anyway. Trump, by the way, having a very similar extra look at this double chin. Like Hitler sort of has a double chin. Mussolini definitely has a double chin. Trump has a double chin. I think this is something that it might be phrenologically. I don't know if there's a word for that because it's not a real science. About authoritarians doing that anyway. So Anyway, there we go. That just reminded me of that. It really did. They also looked like lovers a lot of the time when they were, getting close together. Look at this. Here's another one, De Fuhrer and El Duce. These, look how close their faces are getting together. Oh my God. Oh, are they going to kiss? See what I mean? All right. Okay. That's just what that reminded me of. Okay. So, I know, right, Dolly boy. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So thank you folks for bearing through that with me or going through that with me. How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone doing out there? Before we go on to the next thing we're going to do here, well, I'm going to talk about something very briefly. I just wanted some credit. Okay. I know I'm full of myself. I can't help it. Did you guys see what was announced in the news this morning? That it was in fact a CIA operation that blew up that facility in Venezuela. The CIA used a drone to destroy it. And I just want to point out that I called it. Okay, please, I deserve some credit. Everyone, bow at my feet. Thank you for letting me use my platform to brag about my correctness. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, shocking. The CIA. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. See, this is why you're my favorite, Louise. You help me boost up my ego. Thank you. So yes, so it was in fact a CIA operation that destroyed that facility in Venezuela. Trump was obviously confused and forgot that it was like a classified thing. My genius knows limits. You mean no, outer signal. You mean no limits, no limits. Okay, and Dolly Boy, half credit. Excuse me, excuse me. All right. No offense, CR, but duh. Who else is going to do a covert operation without the military interference? I know, right? Trump failed exactly. Druzilla, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you love the CIA, don't you? Yeah, Druzilla, such a CIA supporter. I feel gross even saying that. All right. Anyway, so I said what I said. I know you did, outer signal. Okay. All right. You all know I'm joking here, but okay. Thank you, Victoria. I love it. All right. So just a side note there. Also, what we're gonna do now. Okay, I made a little thing. So I was inspired yesterday from some images I saw in our Discord. Now, we just watched two horrific war criminals doing their cutesy little foreplay on the screen. And now, oh, wait, you knew it was the CIA because of their psyop against our great leader, Stalin. Dolly boy, I swear to God, okay? So I thought it'd be fun, folks, for us to look under the Trump administration, there has been a bunch of propaganda being put out, visual propaganda, mainly on Twitter, I'm sure elsewhere too, on their websites. Okay, as my European heritage was being activated. Meowsword, how dare you? Okay, about from various government departments, and I believe it was Meowsword who posted yesterday. That his what was I going to say? Oh, that one of the images that kind of inspired me to look more into this because guys, um, his European heritage being activated like a sleeper agent. Wait, what is this with my European heritage? What the hell are you talking about? What did I do? What did I do that was European heritage like? Was it the image of Mussolini and Hitler? What are you talking about? Okay. Um all right. So let's quickly take a look at this. I broke it into two categories here. So I went through on X and I looked through some of the propaganda being put out by various Trump departments. And we did a stream where we looked at Nazi propaganda. And I think it'll be fun. Oh, I got you, Meowsword. Okay, I got it. Yeah, that true, Meowsword, it did. So I thought we could go through and look. Hey, I'm good. Had to get a new TV the other day. It broke. Oh, I'm sorry, Druzilla. Have good friends when I need. Oh, that's amazing. I'm doing okay, Druzilla. My teeth are hurting, but I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking, Druzilla. All right. So let's take a look here. This is propaganda that was posted on the Department of Labor's website. The U.S. Department of Labor, which is responsible for managing interactions between labor unions, employees, and employers, and things like that. First bit of propaganda they posted on there. Look at this. Now, I believe this was probably made in the 1950s, but this was posted on their X site. Let's take a close look at it. Hello, Retro Astro. Take a look. We got the Liberty Bell here in the background. Oh, how cute. We got all these white people. By the way, all white people. And then, of course, a man and a woman who are white, who are literally, the woman is blonde hair and blue eyes. Literally blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay. And, oh, did I miss something? All right, blonde hair and blue eyes, which is fun. And, you know, this is like, let me show you an image here. All right, let me show you. Yeah, good genes. Let me show you an image here. Like, okay. Try to find a good here. Here we go. Like, here we go. Well, this is a bad one because this is not in color. Oh, here we go. Look, this is a classic piece of Nazi propaganda. Take a look at this shit. Oh, if I can get it to open. Oh, well, we'll do the Getty's images one. Look at that. Man, woman, child, the eagle rising triumphantly in the back. All right. Says, okay, the NSDAP. All right. So, I mean, okay, you can see some bit of similarity there, right? I'm not saying that they're the same. I'm just saying kind of weird. Kind of weird. So this was on the US Department of Labor site. All right. Let's go to the next one. Here is another thing that was on their site that I thought was interesting. The president of the American worker. Now, this is a weird one. First of all, the script here, what is that script? Does anyone know? I literally don't know what it's called, but I've seen it before. This type of script. It's like 1920s or I forget what it's called. I'm having a mind blank. Does anyone know what the script is? Yeah, yeah, Art Deco, thank you. So it has like an Art Deco look to it, which okay, and why are his eyes so dark? You see this? It's like darkness. Darkness, darkness, darkness. Yeah, very Nazi-ish, right, Louise? And this is just weird. I'm not sure anyone have any ideas about this? I'm not sure what to say about it. It is a strange, yeah, it's evil, but like I don't get the propaganda value of it. It makes me think, and maybe it's true that the MAGA base they like the idea of like a Joker, like Batman's the Joker type character, except I like that character. I think it's an interesting character, but they just like the idea of someone who's dark and mean and evil. Maybe. Wouldn't be surprised. I think we did know that already. It's also contextually off president. Yeah, and it makes no sense. What does this have to do with the American worker? So this is interesting. That's possible, Retro. It is, Meowzord. It is. And folks, I was going to say that, Meowzord. When they're talking about the American worker, you'll notice that, remember, this is the site for the Department of Labor. They have a very specific idea of what an American laborer or worker should look like. All right. Hey, Matter Signal, I think you're right. Dark MAGA, badass, dangerous, in charge alpha. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Louise. Okay, I like that. It looks like a gangster, like making you an offer you can't refuse. So let's go on here. Here's the next one. This was from Twitter. It says, under President Donald Trump, the globalist dominance of our government is over. No more prioritizing foreign labor, no more inflationary spending, no more unfair trade deals. This is the era of patriotism, and then patriotism, not globalism, in this image. Sir Bartholomew, I will tell you what globalism means. Two things. Yes. So let me explain, folks. Now, I'm going to take the less, yeah, you know what it is, Dolly Boy. I'm going to take the less charitable route here, though I don't think I need to take the charitable route because we all know it's the answer here is not charitable. It's okay. On the far right, there is an idea that globalists are Jews, that Jews are dominate the world, dominate the government, and there isn't, Dolly Boy, and that they are the ones responsible for letting in ethnic minorities because they're trying to do a genocide against Christian white people. Literally, that is the conspiracy theory. So now that you know that, that's sort of great replacement theory with the idea of Jews as globalists. That's the code word they often use. This is interesting. So under the Department of the globalist dominance of our government is over. No more prioritizing foreign labor. Do we see how this might link back to that conspiracy theory? Okay. And then, of course, again, the image they show of quote unquote American worker is a white woman, of also very sort of pornographic, not as just like with the Nazi art we looked at earlier. I know, Sir Bartholomew, so do I. Um, I got you, Dolly Boy. You can see she's not even looking at the screen. She's looking up in sort of a reverent obedience to a greater authority figure. And it says patriotism, not globalism. Okay, so that was that one. That was on the Department of Labor site, remember? Now, this is the one that really got my attention. Yeah. Look at this, folks. I'm going to get close so you can see it. Restore American greatness. Yeah, right, Sir Bartholomew? Do you see what I mean? Guys, is this hiding anything? They're just doing it now. These are real, Sir Bartholomew. These are from the website. I actually went to Twitter to make sure. These are from the Twitter website of the Department of Labor. Very Art Deco. But guys, yeah, I literally think that whatever the AI that made this one definitely copied, if it is AI, I think it is, copied the Nazis. I mean, yeah, come on. What is this? This is just like not this. I don't even know what to say. This isn't really even a copy. It's just Nazi art. I mean, the only thing it's missing is a goddamn swastika. Okay, okay, let me show you. If you don't believe me, Nazi Eagle Reichstag. And by the way, very famous image here of in the Reichstag, there is this giant Nazi eagle. Looks like this, okay? Right now, there are other examples that are better than this for what we're looking at, but look at that. That is not that much different from what we're looking at here, okay? And the other thing too is, yeah, it doesn't even look American, right, Louise? The other thing too is, remember what one of the core ideas, okay, I'll click on that, Meowzord. Core ideas of fascism that I've talked about before is, there we go. There you go, Meowzord. Look at this. Look at this shit. Okay. Okay. Another core idea here of fascism is the idea of palingenetic ultranationalism. The idea of rejuvenating your nation, having a rebirth, an ultranationalist rebirth of your country, make Germany great again, make America great again. The combination, because Dolly Boy, they like copying the Roman Empire. That's why, basically. So the combination of these images is absolutely 100% Nazi fascist. The idea that they say at the top, restore American greatness, which is palingenetic ultranationalism. Okay. And with this image of an eagle rising up, I just can't. Okay. So, I mean, they're outright just doing it now. I don't know. Here's another one, guys. Your homeland is calling. Your homeland is calling. Yeah, it's like 1930s propaganda. Yeah, and being wrapped in the wings. Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. This one isn't as explicitly Nazi, but it's getting there. Right? Yeah, it looks like it was designed by Stephen Miller. Okay. Anyway, I'm surprised there aren't stains on it from him relieving himself on it in a sexual act. Anyway, so this is your homeland is calling. Yeah, symbol of immigration. And this one doesn't make sense to me, because if you're trying to limit immigration, this almost, to me, this gives is positive, but it's not. Yeah, Richard, isn't it gross? I know, Jonas, I know you love Stephen Miller. Okay. Welcome, by the way, Richard. Yeah. Okay. So this is on the Department of Labor website. Okay. It absolutely does, Retro Asher. Guys, this is why, you guys know I studied in grad school fascism for many years. Okay. for probably like 4 or 5 years in grad school, and I didn't complete my PhD, but I did get my master's, and I had to look at tons of Nazi propaganda and documents. I actually went to Germany, and I saw this on the Discord, and I'm like, oh my God, they're not even hiding it anymore. Okay, now not all of it looks that way. You got things like this, right? Which you have Trump pointing, I guess, towards a bright future or whatever, or maybe he's pointing at a prepubescent girl. Anyway, I won't go there. And then down here it says Americans first. By the way, the Nazis would always say things like Germans first, Germany first, the German people first, German worker first. That we could argue a lot of countries have done that, but regardless, it says total native born employment level. Okay. And you can see here that it's showing employment, and it has the Biden administration and the Trump administration. Of course, we now know that these numbers are incorrect. Okay. And all right. Yep, native employment. Like it sounds, guys, reminds me of like the Nuremberg laws. Like only Jewish people don't count anymore. It's only native-born Aryan Germans, kind of a deal. Now, this one isn't as bad as the other ones. I guess we could be charitable about this one. I don't want to be. I'm not going to. Yeah, a French stat. You're right. You're right, Retro Asher. And guys, do we all know what it says at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty? And I am so real fast. Thank you for bringing that up, Retro Asher. You all know I'm not like a rah, rah, rah America kind of guy. But I will say there are some cool things about America, at least historically, or I should say, and I'm not saying that because I'm American, but like there's things in other countries too that are cool. But the bottom of the Statue of Liberty says the following. I'm going to make sure I get it exactly right. There's an inscription there. Okay. And it's depressing that it is being used in this way. Because I think the Statue of Liberty could be a sign for all of humanity, really. Statue of Liberty inscription with what it says at the bottom. It says the following: give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. All right. That it is an invitation for people who to come to the United States. And it's saying, I don't care if you're poor. I don't care like who you are. Please come here. You can find your freedom here. Now, obviously, we can debate whether that's fully true historically, but that's a good message. And yet they're using the Statue of Liberty. Okay. Anyway. Okay, let's go on. So there's that one. You're right, Meowsor. They absolutely meant like tired, poor, huddled Western Europeans. But if we just ignore if we ignore that fact and we just look at the inscription, excuse me, the idea is cool, right? Okay. So, all right. Now, so that is from the Department of Labor. I did a lot of research on this, folks. So then I went to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So this is the ICE Twitter page. And I looked at multiple pages. I looked at the FBI. I'll go over here real fast. I looked at the CIA, FBI, NSA, and the State Department. Most of them, almost all of them, don't have much propaganda that's different than what you would normally see. Okay. Vast majority of these images of what was on those sites are like standard fare, which surprised me. Like, join the CIA, join the FBI, defend your country. A lot of it wasn't that interesting. It was like standard fare. So I ignored that. I didn't there wasn't much to show you there. But the immigration and customs enforcement propaganda was scary. And it's not like the Nazi propaganda, but it had things like this. It says here, think before you resist. Think before you resist. Assaulting a federal officer may cost you your freedom. Has an image of a fist. An image of a fist, which I guess is kind of explicitly Nazi. Oh, you know what? I didn't look up the DHS, Doug. I didn't look up DHS. Okay. So what do I say at the end of every stream? The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. They're like openly trying to intimidate anyone who resists what they're doing by showing a fist and saying, think before you resist. And of course, the subscript is saying, what we mean is attacking an officer. But Yeah, it is. It's given kind of stop being black, stop resisting, bow to the regime, don't you dare fight us. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, absolutely, Jonas. And they're doing it. They're beating people up. Yeah, God, like that is like a 1984 kind of statement. Yeah. Yep. Right. Retro Asher, 100%. Let's go to the next one here. This one, I'm not going to go to the page. Yeah. Oh my God, Meowser, I need to go to the Department of Transportation. Maybe we'll look at some of these after this. This is another one. It says here, visit our worst of the worst webpage to see the latest high profile and worst of the worst criminal aliens we've recently taken into custody. Now, I went to the webpage and it's just it's just images of a bunch of people of color who have been arrested. And I don't even know if I want to show it. It makes me deeply sad, okay? And it's also dehumanizing seeing these people in this scenario where they're being used as racist propaganda. So I'm not going to put it up. You guys can look at it if you want to. It says ice.gov. Wow, but they literally have a website where you can go and look at images of people who have been captured. It's almost like pornography for extreme nationalists to see, look at all these brown people we've arrested and thrown into prison. It's really gross stuff. Okay. And you can look at that if you want. All right. Does the list charges? It lists charges too, Doug, as I recall. It actually tells you what they were charged with. And though I don't know if I fully trust it, it doesn't also say if they were found guilty. It doesn't say any of that. Yeah, Stephen Miller, definitely edging to that. Here's another one. This is a propaganda video. It says ICE is boots on the ground in Minneapolis, Minnesota, investigating suspected fraud sites. So this goes back to FSFD. Why are you not talking about the Somali scandal? Oh, I don't know, FSFD, because the Somali scandal was partially handled during the Biden administration. And I don't know if I don't know. I don't like phrasing it as the Somali scandal. That sounds kind of racist to me because anyone can commit crimes. And right now, the government is committing more crimes than anyone. And yeah, some of the people who did fraud in Minnesota were in fact Somali. It's not because they were Somali that they were committing crimes. And I would ask you, FSFD, why are you so fixated on the the quote unquote Somali scandal? All right. All right. Oh, is that what I said, FSSD? Hey guys, did I say that, folks? Did I say that it's not a scandal? Did I say that it wasn't a scandal or that fraud is totally fine? Oh, I don't remember saying that. That's interesting. Okay. So, but I do think it's interesting. Yeah, that's all you want to talk about, FSFD. Okay. Glad to have you here, FSSD. Glad to have you here. Okay, so this is an image. This is more propaganda. Okay. Um, this is another example of propaganda on the ICE website. So here we go. Let's watch it. This is a video, and I want you to listen to the okay the video. I want you to listen to the music here. This is propaganda. Here we go. And it's actually kind of funny how pathetic it is. Oh, I know, Meowzord. Sam, did you hear a brown person jaywalk that's ruining our American heritage? Yeah, I know, Meowzord. And did you know that that is the most important crime that we should talk about in the country right now? That brown person jaywalking is all we should talk about all the time. We should completely ignore the blatant crimes being committed by our government, not to mention all the other crimes happening all over the country, including crimes committed by corporate CEOs. I mean, okay, we should only talk about that one brown person crossing the street. Yeah, okay, I thought so, Meowser. There you go. There's some clarification for you. All right. Yeah, by the way, Jonas, have you ever heard, Jonas? Well, I should ask anyone. Has anyone ever heard? Oh, FSFD. You're so silly. You're so silly. Has anyone ever heard someone go, have you heard about that Caucasian white fraud scheme? You ever heard about that Caucasian white fraud scheme that's happening? No, you haven't. Okay, you haven't heard anyone say that, I'm sure. FSFD says this is great. This is why the majority of the population voted Trump to be president. Oh, that's cute. That's lovely, FSFD. Okay, good. History will look kindly upon you, FSFD. Continue. Yeah, he's not even a good troll, Dolly Boy. That's what's funny about it. We've had better, folks. So this video is more propaganda, all right? Okay. Don't you love it, guys? Oh, yeah! Customs and Border Enforcement. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so isn't that great? All that badass music while arresting people. Fantastic. Don't we all love that? All right. So Red Rasher, the same content creator in my other message, by the way, had an expert named Dave. Okay. Yeah, isn't this okay? So that's it's like really low quality propaganda too. It's kind of like they've been playing too much Grand Theft Auto or something. Anyway, I don't know. It's funny to me. And it shows all these images of like they're not even doing much. They're just walking around interviewing people. Okay. So it wasn't even entertaining, but that's the kind of propaganda. Yeah, they thought they were going so hard. Right. Okay. So all right. Let's go on here to the next one. Jonas, right? I know. It's okay, Jonas. FSFD, which is funny because FSSD, I want FSFD to have universal health care. I want them to have I want you to have free college education. I want you to have good retirement. I don't want you to have to work as much. But FSFD, of course, really hates black people. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. FSFD really hates people who are not white. And so we'll never okay. It might maybe so, but it's sad because I really really want FSFD to live a good life. And Big Braden, you're right. FSFD doesn't understand how low the polls are for Trump. Trump is very unpopular, very, very unpopular. So it is funny to me that FSFD says that, and most people didn't even vote. Okay, I'm done with that, folks. I'll let you all handle it in chat so I don't get distracted because I'll lose my mind. But we'll go on here. So that was another. So that was another piece of propaganda from there. Another one here. This is an example of one of the images that they are. Okay. Oh, FSFD. See, this is what's funny. Would someone please explain? I shouldn't keep engaging. Guys, I can't help myself. It's fun sometimes to engage. FSFD, do you think I like the Democratic Party? Because FSFDC, that's the thing. Your side always thinks that people who don't like Trump are somehow just raging Democrats. It's comical to say I like the DNC. They are very unpopular, FSD. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. I'll shut up now. Okay. So this is another image. They had lots of images like this on the on their website of just people who have been arrested. And okay, so just people that have been arrested, and it says here, you can see they're almost all people who are people of color, and then it lists their crimes, entered illegally and racked up an extensive rap sheet that includes convictions. And I don't want to show you more of these. I feel it's dehumanizing. Okay. And this is deeply unpleasant. Okay. So this is the kind of propaganda they're using. It's sort of hateful, racist propaganda. Okay. All right, moving on. Now this one is more interesting. Yeah, random bald black man, how terrifying. This one is is interesting. This one says, okay, is you have the power to make your community safer. And this is an image of a woman writing a report, reporting on someone in her neighborhood. Okay. Reporting on someone in her neighborhood, trying to make it look like this little grandmotherly figure. So grandmother figure here. And isn't that kind of dark? This one I think is pretty brilliant in like a bad way. All right. This is like trying to create a sense of normalcy. a sense of normalcy that regarding trying to normalize reporting on your fellow human being and stuff. Okay. Uh, so that kind of disturbs me a bit. We also have here another lovely piece of propaganda, which I will show you now. This is from my state. Gotta love this. This is from my state. This is so in Ohio, they've launched something called launched something called Operation Buckeye, which is I always thought was funny because a buckeye is a poisonous nut, and that's our like state symbol is a buckeye, which is a poisonous nut. And the I guess the mayor of Columbus, which is the capital of Ohio, is saying that they're not going to participate with ICE. They're not going to. Yeah, that's for sure. So they're not going to. You're not going to help out ICE, and so they are trying to intimidate Mayor Gunther by doing things like, "Thank you, Meowzor. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for people. I think it was you, Meowzor. Thank you for, I guess, silencing or because the racial comments were getting a bit much. Okay, thank you guys. Gotta love my mods in here. Okay, I didn't see. Was there something racial that was said? I didn't see anything. I was ignoring the messages. But I'm guessing from what you're saying that there was something racial said. I'm gonna go back up here. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, well, thank you. That was a good call. All right. Yeah. Okay, I fair. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So he is fighting back, and now they're trying to intimidate him. They're trying to put up images of him and things like that, trying to do that. Okay. Okay. So here we go. What did this one? So this is also from ICE. Oh, I know. Yay! This is fun. If anyone, by the way, would like to be, do you know how often we argue with CR? uh, that's true. You guys are always arguing with me. So yeah, we don't tolerate racial supremacy in this chat, guys. Yeah, every city should. Now, I wanted to show all this to you because this is also very dark. This is more ICE propaganda. Okay, so here we go. And what do we think this plane is? This plane is someone deporting people. Someone deporting people. All right. And this is what it is. Okay. So, and look at what it look at just watch how happy it is. Don't we love this? Exactly, Big Braden. No, but see, guys, you don't understand, right? And you guys, I know I shouldn't be engaging with the trolls in here, but uh, this is really funny because like half of my streams are people telling me I'm wrong about things and us arguing about things. So this is funny. The thing is that we only this community only engages with people who are good faith at engaging. All right, we really do. So it's funny uh, we don't engage with people who don't have the same opinion, and it's funny. So okay, I mean we don't engage with people who are who refuse to have you know what I mean? To have a reasonable conversation, regardless. Okay. Yeah, they're not even good trolls. We've had better. I will say we've had much better trolls. All right. So isn't that rather terrifying? This like Christmassy thing that's celebrating the deportation of people. Yeah, exactly, Big Braden. The deportation of people and such. Okay, I love it. So this is kind of the more propaganda and such. All right. Let me throw a count zero friends, I suppose, right? I guess so. Okay, so isn't that great? This cutesy holiday thing showing people being deported. We also got this. This is the last one I wanted to show you. This is another one. This is another Christmas one. I thought you'd all find amusing. Okay. This is AI, obviously. Thank you. Big Braden, you're badass. Thank you. So there we go. We got badass Santa Claus arresting people, apparently, with an ice thing on him. You know, remember what Trump said when he was talking to those children on Christmas Day? And he was like, oh, we got to make sure we prevent bad Santa from entering the country. Okay, hilarious. Yeah, you're right, Retro Asher. So this is the kind of shit that we're dealing with. Oh, who knows, Louise? They're just trying to. All right. So you can see here that both of these departments have sort of a different view on how to do propaganda. I think the Department of Labor is almost more insidious in some ways. It's more not insidious, but more Nazi adjacent. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is more subtle, but I want to say subtle, but I think more dangerous, if that makes sense. All right, because it's like more applicable to people living in the United States. Okay, you can imagine a lot of people sort of liking this. All right, so okay. So that's the kind of I just wanted to show you those two kind of approaches to propaganda that the Trump administration is using. And again, I looked at some of the other websites out there, but a lot of them didn't have the same amount of new propaganda. Yeah, like it's pretty subtle compared to the Labor Department, which is just doing straight up Nazi propaganda, right? But I think I'm not sure which. Do we have an opinion of which of these would be more effective in terms of as propaganda for the general public? I don't really know. I would guess the ICE stuff would be, but I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Okay. Uh. So okay. All right. So there we go, guys. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I saw, some of the disturbing stuff that we're having to deal with in this fascist moment in our country. And hopefully it'll be just a moment. It probably won't be, but all right. Lastly, I do, probably ICE ain't nobody reading those posts. Right. Who's Dan Faree? Would you tell me about that, Doug? Okay. You said, Doug, let's talk about Dan Faree. Who's that? Who is that? Would you just let me know, Doug? So I wanted to show you guys something else too. This is I did go to the U.S. Department of War. This is their website. Okay. Okay. This is their website. All right. Oh, this is so cute. All right. So look at this. This is sort of not particularly special, but says here year in photos 2025. Okay, so this is under Pete Hegseth, his Department of War, as he calls it. Department of War. I'm sorry, Big Braden. Santa was gonna give Trump coal, but then Trump heard that the coal attracts minors and got excited. Big Braden, I love that for you. I love that, Big Braden. That is a good joke. Okay. All right. Yeah, they're bots, guys. You can tell they're bots, but regardless, it's kind of fun. Dolly Boy, thank you so much. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Get late 20s. Yeah, folks, I guess late 20s is the new boomer. I guess so, Dolly Boy. And from what I've seen of my thank you so much, Jonas. From what I've seen of my stats, guys, just on a side note here, most of the people that watch me are millennials or younger. I don't get many boomers, unfortunately. I kind of want to. There are some boomers, but not many. Okay. So let's go here. Yeah, it's engagement from New Year's. I like it. So let's watch this. Let's look at this. So this is the Department of War's website. Okay. Yeah, that's okay, SoCal. We love you, SoCal. 2025 brought extensive changes to the Department of War, including a new commander-in-chief and a new secretary who outlined 3 priorities: restore the warrior ethos, rebuild the military, and reestablish deterrence. Throughout the Pentagon and around the world, the Department of Wars, which is called DOW, war fighters, and the civilians working on their behalf devoted themselves. So I just wanted to show you some of the images. These are the propaganda photos they have. Okay. Um, yeah, I thank you, Dolly Boy. I appreciate it. Look at all these images. They just have a bunch of images of war. No, I know, Elliot Waffles. I know. This is a Claymore mine, regardless. So they just have a bunch of images of men fighting each other and like military service. Oh, this is weird. I'm surprised they allowed an image of a woman up on the screen. I'm surprised they allowed an image of a woman up on the screen, given Pete Higgs's views on women. This, of course, some guy shooting kind of looks like a video game almost. All these very gay images of men. Oh my God, look, it's Pete Hegseth. Guys, look. This is Pete Hegseth. This is Pete Hegseth. Do you see how Pete Hegseth is actually running with them? And you can see his underwear. He has American flag underwear. That's kind of funny. Look, you can see it. You can see it. Okay. Anyway, a lot of it is probably photoshopped, but okay. So this is, restoring the warrior ethos. I don't know what the fuck, excuse me. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. It's an image of a sports thing. I'm waiting to find something that's like no trans people allowed. So, but I don't see anything. So, yay, let's love killing people, more homoeroticism. Yay. Okay, so basically it's just a bunch of images of okay, celebrating the force that has been sent to DC to occupy our own cities. So that's good. Okay. So anyway, yeah, oh right, big Braden, definitely not against the flag code at all to have those underwear. You know you're a real leader when you take propaganda pics. Yeah, it's so bad. When you take propaganda pics with random soldiers instead of doing actual work. So, yeah, all right. Okay, so I just why you find this interesting. Also, of course, images of children, which probably shouldn't be on any government website at this point. I would not want an image of a child of mine anywhere on the government website, knowing what we know about the government now. And kind of disturbing. So that's our new Department of War. Also, very Pete Hegseth centric. Very Pete Hegseth centric. Here's an image of Pete Hegseth shaking Donald Trump's hand. There's tons of images of Pete Hegseth all over the place. Okay, it's almost like it's like an authoritarian regime where loyalty is all that matters, and cults of personality are all that matters. Okay, all right. So that's the last thing I wanted to show you in regards to that. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? We all love that, don't we? I know this community are huge fans of these things. All right. So okay. I mean, he's an extreme narcissist. Yeah, absolutely. They're all extreme narcissists, right, guys? Oh my God, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, Jonas. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Okay, so all right, you guys. So let's now. What I want to do, it's 2:26. I'm going to see what there is for us to react to in the Discord. Let me take a look here. There's probably some good stuff here. I kind of wish we need a palette cleanser for a moment because we haven't done any palette cleansers. To see if we can find one. I'm gonna have a good palette cleanser. Okay, let's do this one. This was from Louise. I'm gonna do this one that Louise sent because it looks like it'll be funny. So thank you, Louise, for sending this. This will be our quick palette cleanser before we get on to more of the serious stuff. Oh, Jonas, I'll react to that too. How about that? Okay, so I'll do this one first. Everyone ready? This apparently is a Trump impersonator. That's really good. So I'm going to thank you, Louise, for this. We need something like this. Let's go.
Great job. Great job. It is a great honor for you to hear me tell you about the latest war I've ended. I'm stopping wars everywhere. 7 since I began this speech, including the War of the Roses, the War of the World.
By the way, guys, if you want to learn some really cool, like Game of Thrones history, like the War of the Roses is like the real life Game of Thrones. I am not joking. As a matter of fact, a lot of the inspiration that came from that was what's the name of the guy that wrote Game of Thrones? I'm having a mind blank all of a sudden. Jonas, what's his name again? Oh my God, why can't I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yeah, he basically. Oh, you're right. Technically, it was the Wars of the Roses. Meowsword, how dare you? It's not Tolkien. Okay, thank you, George R. R. Martin. Okay, it was based off the War of the Roses. Even the names of some of the main families are based off of names from the War of the Roses. So, for example, the two sort of main factions in the Wars of the Roses were the Lancasters and the Yorks. Two of the main factions from Game of Thrones are the Lannisters and the Starks. Now, that sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? All right. So there are lots of similarities there. Plus, the wall in the north, for example, you know how in I know, right, Dolly boy. Did I say Lannister? What did I say? Yeah, the Lannisters are like the Lancasters. Okay. And the wall in the north, there used to be a wall called Hadrian's Wall. I think there's still parts of it there. Actually, it is still there. Obviously, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't stop anyone. In northern England, that was meant to keep out the Picts who lived in Scotland during Roman times. That was literally a wall that existed in northern England to keep out the Picts and other peoples that were up in Scotland. So there are a lot of similarities between the War of the Roses and the Game of Thrones. As a matter of fact, I would even argue that Calais, which was this city in France where a lot of times there was always sort of a fear of invasion, that the French would go to Calais and then go across the English Channel and attack England. Calais could also be sort of viewed as Khaleesi because she comes across the channel to attack. It also could be. It's also based off Khan. But anyway, I could ramble on about this. War of the Roses is super interesting. I read a book about it that was a historical narrative. Guys, it reads like a fantasy, like backstabbing, all these different groups, like assassinations, war, king after king after king. It's very interesting, very dark time, but super interesting history. I highly recommend it. Okay. All right. We'll continue.
War for Planet of the Apes. War Horse.
No
World
dragons
War
to bring.
Z. Star Wars. And the Civil War in America. I'm working on that one in the moment. The latest one was in Ukraine.
Odd.
And I said to President Zelensky, not a very nice person, not a grateful person, not a great guy. I said, guess how I'm going to end this war? And he said, I give up.
Yes, it was.
And I said,
Louise,
absolutely
the Red
right.
Wedding. The Red Wedding was based off of a Scottish assassination type thing. Okay, there's so much of it that's based off stuff. Yeah, he's really good at this guy. Okay, that was very good. He's even doing the dance. Okay, is he English? That's great. Okay, thank you for that, Louise. We need that little palate cleanser. By the way, real fast, since we're talking about the War of the Roses, I just want to show you. By the way, Cersei Lannister. For those who don't know Game of Thrones, you probably know this image, or you know this woman. You've probably seen her image somewhere. Cersei Lannister, based off of what was her name? Margaret. I'm having a mind blank. What's her name? Cersei. I'm having a mind blank. What was the woman's name in history? Cersei Lannister, based off of. Oh God. Yeah, Margaret of Anjou. That's right. It could also be Matilda. She was kind of based off a lot of different people, but Margaret of Anjou could also be Catherine de Medici. But I'm pretty sure it was Margaret of Anjou, who was sort of. She's based on several things. There were a lot of who basically had a child who was too young to rule, and so she was the regent. And she kind of really protected her kids in a vicious way, kind of like Cersei does. Again, I could ramble. Maybe I'll do a stream sometime about the War of the Roses. Super interesting. Very brutal. Very brutal. Very brutal stuff. Okay. We'll go on here. So this was sent by Jonas. So let's watch this. This is another short.
Somebody like me, not an economist, what I see is a complete poverty of ideas.
Yeah, she has.
I see people
Jonas.
always saying the same things about economics, as though there's only one way of thinking about it, and acting as though there are no other options. That this form of capitalism that we have is the only possibility.
That's right. Yeah. No, Albert Einstein is supposed to have said that the definition of madness is to try the same thing again and again and expect different results. Yeah. This has been happening in the last 40 years, and no, it's actually a big mystery to me. You know, if the failure of the mainstream economics, free market economics, if that happened in any other profession,
they would all be fired.
Yeah.
You see, but the problem with this, folks, is that it is not bad for everyone. There is a small group of people at the top who aren't really hurt by capitalism, and they only benefit from it. They don't care. So as long as we let those people sit nice and comfortable in a system that has ups and downs and is always making people suffer, we'll continue to have it because those people have the power to change it, and they won't. Okay.
Not just
we have the power to change it too.
Fired. They would go to prison. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's get them to prison.
Yeah. No, really. I mean, all this financial crisis, these people get Nobel prizes, and yeah.
Hello, Orca. You said how did the source material end then? Not as badly as Game of Thrones ended. I will say that in my opinion, Orca, the source material for Game of Thrones ended in a much more interesting way. It ended with the Tudors taking over, becoming the rulers of England. So it ended better than I don't know how they ended in the books, but Game of Thrones did not end well in the show. I didn't like it. I just didn't like how it ended. I thought the last season was trash. Okay, yeah, the Tudors kind of came out of nowhere and sort of seceded to the throne. Anyway,
it's very rare that people like economists and bankers get
is that
punished
true, Jonas? Okay, I haven't read the
destroying
books.
lives of so many people, and this is why we get this angry politics. You know, and people have lost job security. You know, their income has been stagnant. You know, social mobility is vastly reduced, and they become very angry. And then there are all these demagogues who come and tell them to blame the wrong things. Yeah, take the case of Britain. I mean, you get all these reports about school children starving, you know, coming to school with a slice of moldy bread, you know, and then stealing food from
cereals.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
I'll talk more about Game of Thrones here in a second.
How can you accept that in one of the richest societies that humanity has ever built? But we have become so
why do we accept
used to this free market logic that it doesn't even make headlines. Yeah.
But in this system, is there any way of limiting that sort of growth of inequality?
You know, the first step to changing the world is to refuse to accept that things happen because they have to. No, they don't have to.
Yeah, that is so true. Jonas, I love that. That is so true. They don't have to happen, folks. So these are all artificial human constructions that humans can change. We don't, but they should. One other thing here about Game of Thrones. Yeah, the UK got decimated by austerity and cuts to public funding. The idea that underpaid teachers are buying kids breakfast. Yeah, Jonas, I had to do that. I think I told all of you in some of the schools I worked at, I would have kids come in hungry or tired because they had been working at night. So I always had a box of, sometimes I'd have family members who would actually buy these things for me, so I wouldn't always have to buy them. I would have to have big boxes of like crackers. I would try to have healthy things, things like that, so that, because you can't learn if you're hungry. That is basic biology. You can't learn if you're hungry. So that students could eat these things because they'd be hungry. And it's very depressing. One more thing here. I know we're talking about something serious about the Game of Thrones.
Someone like me, not an economist.
Is that it basically
what I see is a complete poverty.
The War of Roses basically ended because both the Lancasters and the Yorks had killed so many of each other. There was no one really left from either faction to take the throne. So a kind of a third family that was minor, the Tudors, took over. It's just interesting. Okay, so that's the world we're living in, and that guy is right. We can change it, which is what I'm always saying, is it not, folks? We need to change it. Okay, we can't let those monsters keep us in this state forever. Okay, so let me see what else we have to react to here. Yep, they did. They, in sort of an act of propaganda, Dolly Boy, they took over and united the roses in their crest, exactly, to try and end the conflict. So let me find something. We got some other videos here to react to. Ooh, another one from Clumsy Mumsy, from Louise here. Are you clumsy, Louise? Because I know I am. I'm very clumsy. You know what? Let's watch this. Let's watch this. I've been wanting to watch this.
He's my miracle child.
This is longer.
So how does your...
But I've been very interested to watch it. We may not get through the whole thing. This is a video about a guy who, yeah, of course, Dolly Boy, absolutely. This is a video about a guy who I guess was part of the far right, and then he became part of the left. And it's him talking about what happened. Yes, I have, Dubois. I have read Jason Stanley's How Fascism Works. I got to tell you, Dubois, it's good, but it's also, it doesn't, he has an interesting perspective, but I wish he would have gone deeper. Let's put it that way. I think he kind of did a superficial analysis, but it's a good book. Jason Stanley's an expert, and he has a PhD and stuff. I don't, but he is probably a better historian than I am, but still, or political scientist. I'm not sure what he is. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Dolly Boy. Exactly. Okay, exactly why they did that. So, yeah. Okay. So, guys, let's watch this together. By the way, folks, if we get any super chat we get now, we've gotten enough. So if any super chat I get now, you get to choose super chat or 200 bits over on Twitch. You get to choose a color for one of my nails. I have a bunch of different nail polishes here, and I want to paint my nails. So we got a bunch of different colors here. If you send $2 worth of bits or a $2 super chat, you get to choose the color for one of my nails. Okay, ooh, pretty. All right, and I will paint those right now. So let's watch this together, folks, and let's talk about it. Was anyone in here ever a right winger? No, Dolly Boy, I love it. I love history. I haven't talked much about history recently, folks, if you haven't noticed. Maybe I should do that. I feel like I'm getting away from what a lot of you joined for, was the history stuff. You were Jonas? That's fair, okay. You were 15? Yeah, me too, Jonas. I used to be like a libertarian, like a right-wing libertarian, but I was a teenager, so I don't really take it seriously that I was a libertarian. And that I very quickly changed that when I got educated. Do we also, so again, oh yeah, what I was going to say, I know I haven't been doing as much history recently, folks. I will try to get back on that. It has been, I don't know why I haven't done as much history. I know a lot of you guys joined because you like the history stuff. So I apologize that I haven't done as much. I will get back to it though, okay? I know I haven't been doing much recently. All right. I guess I did a little bit. I talked about the potlatches. Okay. But anyway, we'll do more. Okay, so let's watch this. You were apolitical. That's fair, Matt Saigai. You guys don't have to tell me. I was just curious. Okay. We don't care if you were right-wing, as long as, we're happy you got out of that.
In 2012, the first election I could ever vote in, I voted for Mitt Romney. In 2016, I supported Donald Trump. In 2018, I wanted America to be...
Dubois, you are not the only one. There are people in this chat I know for a fact also almost went down the alt-right pipeline because of the manosphere and stuff like that. And Jonas, absolutely. Jonas says, sounds pathetic, but part of me also gravitated to the right to attain approval. Yeah, I don't blame you, Jonas. I don't blame you. That's a common thing people do, to for acceptance, things like that. Okay, so all right.
The white nation.
That's funny.
And in 2024, I was genuinely excited to vote for Joe Biden for a second time. My political journey is one that I think not many people
there you go,
have been
Meowsword.
on. So I figured I'd share my story because every single take that I have seen on social media these past 2 weeks does not resonate with me or my experience
absolutely
at all.
Outer signal.
So to be cute, I made this little board so we can track my political journey together. For those who
I've
don't
said
know,
before, especially young men are very lonely in this country. And when you have a population of lonely young men, you're going to start having some issues because they're going to want to be a part of a group. They're going to want to join a clique. And then a lot of times these far right communities are what kind of bring them in, right? And I got to be honest with you, one of the reasons I started this community was to lure in some of those folks. Okay, not lure in. That sounds like I'm okay. But because we need to create communities that are counteracting those right-wing communities that are forming. You know what I mean? Okay. I was closeted, still am to an extent, so guess naturally I went slightly rightwards. I got you, Dolly Boy. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was so stupid. It made me look in the mirror and understand I'm idolizing an imbecile. How do I phrase this? You weren't stupid, Jonas. You were not. And this kind of goes back to me saying I don't really believe in free will. Like every pressure was on you, Jonas, to do that. There were tons of pressures on you, and it seemed rational to you in the moment as an act of survival, as an act of not being lonely, as an act of being integrated into a society that probably wasn't very open to you. If this is when you were in the UK, I mean, the UK generally, there's a lot of people there that are probably open to you, but see what I mean? Okay. I was a commie in secondary school, now moving back there. Love it, Dolly Boy. Love it. All right.
This is the political compass, where the y-axis is authoritarian to libertarian, and
we
the
talked about
x-axis
this.
is left to right. Normally economic, but for this we'll do social. I started my political journey somewhat conservative. Let's say here. I was raised Catholic and actually went to church every Sunday. Raised as such, around 13, I opposed abortion and gay marriage. Growing up in the 90s, I was also a huge nerd. I read every fantasy book I could get my hands on. Seventh Tower, Del Toro series, and Redwall because Mouse Jesus.
Redwall was fun.
As well as sci-fi novels like Artemis Fowl and the like. I was also really into video games, though I only had a couple of them. The game I played the most, and to this day my favorite game, is a JRPG called Radiata Stories, which I almost guarantee none of you have
Artemis
heard
Fowl
of.
was good.
So here's where we start. I really only care about 2 issues, and my hobbies are fantasy and escapism. My high school was fairly political, and I'd have a lot of arguments with my classmates. My friend group was fairly liberal, but none of them really seemed to have a problem with my more conservative ideas. Back in my hometown, I'd actually been a theater kid. Not to brag or anything, but I'd been the lead in my middle school musical twice. I continued my theatrical pursuits in high school, and in a twist anyone could have seen coming, I ended up hanging out with quite a lot of gay and queer kids. I saw the
I'll take credit. I take credit for de-radicalizing him. I can change him. I can fix him. All right, Malzord. It's the whole. Oh, are you what are you referring to, Malzord? Are you referring to Jonas here? It's the whole thing where you create a content strategy and you run out of stuff to talk about. So instead of naturally ending, you keep it making content about shit everyone else is talking. Yeah, that's fair, Malzord. You referring? Why did Jonas do that? What do you? I'm sorry, you're talking to Jonas. I don't know why I'm intervening. Okay. Oh, I got you. Okay, Malzord. All right.
Relationships they'd form, and they didn't really feel any different from the relationships I saw straight kids forming around the same time. That, coupled with becoming friends with them, shifted my politics a bit. Although I'm fairly certain there was a period where I was in the civil unions are okay, but not gay marriage phase. And I can't remember if that ended in high school or college, but somewhere in that area. High school was also my first interaction with a trans person. One of my friends, who I had assumed was just a cis lesbian, told me at one point that they were actually a man. The really funny thing is, though, I totally accepted this and moved on. I think I even said something like, yeah, well, that makes sense, you know.
It's humanizing. If you actually know someone who's gay or transgender, you're like, oh, wait, they're just a person. Well, that's an easy fix. They're people. I don't care anymore. Right? So, okay.
There are male brains and female brains, so it would make sense that you could have been born with a male brain in a female body. In the modern context, it's kind of funny to think of a person being opposed to gay marriage but accepting of trans people. But the truth is, I had just never been exposed to the concept. So when I first met someone who was trans, I really had no reason to object to it. In 2008, I supported John McCain for president, though obviously I was too young to vote. I supported him because of his plan to build nuclear reactors, and I supported that because I understood the economic implications.
Oh my God, Dolly Boy, I am an asshole. I'm sorry, bi people too. I keep forgetting to add bi people. I don't know why. Yes, bi people too. Even though they don't really exist, I'm willing to acknowledge that bi people. Just kidding. Yes, bi people, gay people, trans people, lesbian people, pansexual people, any kind of person. Okay, any people. All right.
And not just because I thought a lot of nuclear reactors sounded cool. When Obama won, I was disappointed.
You're the token bi person, Dolly Boy. That's why you're in here.
But I took it in stride as best I could, and life went on. It was in high school I also got really online in a way that I hadn't before.
Yes,
in fact, the B board on 4chan got really big at my school. As a result, me and my friends developed a fairly dark and edgy sense of humor, although...
Sorry, Jonas said, guys, this is really good. Yeah, Retro Ash, you're not real either. Just kidding. Welcome. Hey, we got more than one bi person in here. Yay! Good. I'll have to tone down the anti-bi rhetoric then, huh? Jonas, the problem with me was the obsession of understanding that BS and trying to center my outlook on what I perceive to be the intelligent right side. When you start to look objectively, you realize these people are morons. Jonas, you do know, though, that that's deeply impressive because a lot of people who get caught in that cycle get caught in that world, they kind of lose the ability to think rationally about things. You see what I mean? It's very hard to just start thinking rationally and get out of that situation. So that's impressive. You say, can you imagine at one point in my life, I was subscribed to Officer Tatum, Steven Crowder. Hey, I mean, I couldn't see it today because I somewhat know you, Jonas, but yeah, I understand. Okay. There are people, exactly, Big Braden. There are lots of people who do that. Okay, yeah, I'm here for you I'm here for you. Forget about them, and I can complain for no reason. All right, all you buys out there, stop revolting. This is not I don't know, the buy revolt of 2025. Okay, okay. All right, we'll continue.
To be fair, it was mostly just this meme. My identification with the label nerd also really solidified around this time. My friends and I would get together for LANs of Dota, Counter-Strike, and even Halo, games which to this day I am completely trash at. But it was really nice to find a community of nerds who liked the same stuff I did. By the time I graduated high school, I had changed quite a bit politically. I was maybe here around that time. Still fairly conservative on a lot of issues, but a bit more libertarian.
Okay, so he's kind of, I got you. So he's a right of center, so he's kind of Republican.
Being interested in theater and film as well at this point, I decided to go to Los Angeles for college. Also because I really seemed to love blue states for some reason. And this was around when the Occupy Wall Street movement was popping off. For those who don't know, the Occupy Wall Street was a movement of people who were upset that the banks had never really been punished for the 2008 financial crisis. Instead,
Thank you, SoCal.
A famous bailout.
Guys, who here remembers Occupy Wall Street? I'm honestly curious. I have asked people before, and a lot of people in my chat have not known what it was. And I think that's fascinating as a historian because it's one of those things that is not remembered. And I think that has been done purposefully. I think a lot of it, younger people especially, know exactly Mayflower Kid. Welcome, Mayflower Kid. A lot of people don't know about it. And I think that was done purposefully because it was massive in the United States. And it's already been forgotten about. There was a massive uprising in the United States of protests all around the country called Occupy Wall Street that was demanding major changes. It was sort of a left-wing. It was like a left-wing uprising, and they even tried to like huge crowds in New York trying to get to Wall Street, making demands about raising taxes on the wealthy, demanding a fairer system, and it got put down. But it was a huge uprising. It kind of kicked off the progressive movement in the United States. I mean, it was already there, but it strengthened it. And people don't talk about it much. It's interesting. I think it was done on purpose, and I think it really scared the elites. Okay, it was a massive. Yeah, there you go. Occupy Nigeria, and yep, yep, Dubois. So big event that isn't talked about much, and it's super interesting that it isn't talked about much.
Vaguely knew the economy had tanked right when I entered high school, but I was in high school. I didn't really care about the economy, so I never really looked into it. Even though Occupy was undoubtedly a left-wing movement, it didn't really drag me to the left per se. If anything, it just made me less trustful of institutions.
You're so right, Jonas. They said it was violent.
To be fair, I was kind of already leaning towards. Regardless, college started and I made a bunch of new friends. Even got into my first real relationship around this time. With a thriving social life, I found myself online less and less. And most of my friends weren't on the scary anonymous image board, so I got into Reddit. I kept up my trend of arguing politics with my friends, as most of them, again, were quite liberal. In 2012, when Obama was up for re-election, I supported Mitt Romney. Interestingly, I supported Mitt Romney because of his health care plan. Because as governor of Massachusetts, he instituted this thing called Romney Care. I'm fairly certain my girlfriend supported Obama.
By the way, Romney Care is Obamacare, because Obamacare is a right-wing plan. It was invented by a Republican governor of Massachusetts. And it's a right-wing plan. It's a right-wing plan. It was better than what came before, but it is a right-wing healthcare plan. All right. Okay. I'm not saying that it was not good. It really helped a lot of people, but it was a right-wing plan that was invented by the Heritage Foundation. Dolly Boy, unfortunately, it gets used to show how the woke media went because of it. All the articles talking about racism rose apparently. Yep, absolutely, Big Braden. All right.
Watch the election results come in together, and even though Romney lost, we were able to still, have a civil discussion and be okay with each other. End of sophomore year, I'm like, here, maybe.
Now, Jonas, sometimes I can't tell if you're joking. Do you want me to? I can explain. Would you like me to tell you why I'm criticizing Obamacare? I could. Yes, gladly. So, folks, before we continue this, let me talk about Obamacare. Obamacare, now, guys, if you're not American, this is going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is your healthcare system so complicated? What are all these words they're using? Forgive me in advance. Obamacare was really nice in that it opened up the door for a lot of people who previously could not afford healthcare to have healthcare. So it greatly expanded the number of people who could receive healthcare. It gave a bunch of subsidies. I'm talking about the positives to people who are low income so they could afford healthcare. It greatly expanded access to healthcare. Now, but this is how it works. Okay, it absolutely still has a profit motive. It basically forces you to buy from a private company, buy healthcare from a private company. And it does nothing really to regulate the prices that those companies can set for that healthcare. So it is a right-wing plan in that it is a basically forced capitalist plan, not for everyone, but for a lot of people. So it forces you to buy private healthcare. And then the Democratic Party was shocked when all these prices started going up because they're private companies who can basically charge what they want within reason. And now it doesn't. And a lot of companies stopped offering plans when they weren't making enough money on them. So even though it helped a lot, I'm trying to simplify here. It helped a lot of people get on healthcare. It is collapsing. Partially, also the Republicans have defunded parts of it, but it was exactly that's the thing. It fixed. It slowed down the problem, but the main problem is the fact that it's owned privately. It needs to not be owned privately. Okay, it needs to be socialized and publicly owned. All right, it's a crap healthcare plan, but I remember, yeah, and isn't that disturbing? Obama, I appreciate him because he had to fight his own Democratic Party to get it passed, and it isn't even that crazy of a plan. It's like moderate reforms. I am proud that he did it. I'm glad that he did. It helped a lot of people, but it was not this great, amazing fix-all plan, and it is not doing well. Okay, but we're so used to nothing happening and healthcare being so shit that we take any sort of improvement as this miracle. I just wish we would aim higher. Okay, I just wish we would aim higher. All right. Okay.
Not really much movement, mostly just a little bit more libertarian. That summer, my girlfriend and I broke up. This was rough for a number of reasons, but to be fair, it had been my idea. That, combined with my naturally argumentative nature, meant that my friends started to sour on me. Eventually, it got so bad, I didn't feel comfortable in my own.
Wait a minute. So, Alyssa, starting on the 1st, my kid's pediatrician for 8 years won't take our insurance thanks to United Healthcare being terror list. Are you serious, Alyssa? This is the exact kind of shit I'm talking about. That's like so barbaric. You can just take people off healthcare, and then Alyssa, even if you get on healthcare, you'll probably have to wait a month for it to kick in. And then Meowzord, my healthcare went up 200% this month. Yeah, and the Republicans are okay with that, and apparently the Democrats. Okay. Anyway, so all right.
dorm room, which I shared with 2 of them at the time. As I was not interacting with people as much, I ended up spending more and more time online.
What's going to happen, Dubois?
Gamergate happened. This is an important part of my story, but if you've basically just heard too much about Gamergate and you're sick of it, feel free to skip to here.
Yeah, listen, I'm on Medicaid right now because, I can't afford. I'm hoping. So, guys, I'm terrified. You know what? I'm going to put my face up real fast. We'll get back to this. I am terrified that, so I'm on Medicaid, right? I'm on Medicaid because I don't have, in the United States, you basically get healthcare through your job in theory. If you're a full-time worker, your employer should provide you healthcare. I don't have a full-time job, so I could either get a private plan through Obamacare, through the Obamacare Marketplace, or I could go on Medicaid, which is sort of the government aid system for people who are making a certain amount of income or lower. And I'm worried because I am not making enough money. I'm hoping I'm poor enough to get on Medicaid. I'm not making that much money per month, so I'm hoping they'll let me get on Medicaid. But Medicaid also is a poor plan because it gives you very bad teeth. Like there's not very good dental involved in it. So I can basically only get teeth checkups. And I'm worried I might get kicked off some of my medications that I need. So there's a lot of problems here. I totally feel you, Alyssa. The fact I'm hoping that I'll be accepted onto Medicaid, because if I'm not, I will not be able to afford another health plan. So I will not be able to have any health insurance. And I need it, folks, because I have medications I take. So it's like crazy. Our healthcare system is absolutely criminal in so many ways.
For everyone
else. And Alyssa, you have kids, which makes it even worse. Okay. All right. It's so stupid, Elliot. It's so stupid.
Let me set the stage, but with a caveat. The version of Gamergate that I'm about to present to you is the version that I believed at the time. Since then, I have changed my view on what happened, but...
So guys, Gamergate, now that I'm taking I need to put up the scene. I'm sorry, I disappeared it. Gamergate would someone explain? I don't even know if I know enough about it, but wasn't it like a big backlash? A big backlash to there being women in games or something like that? I'm a gamer, but I avoid drama type stuff, so I'm just curious. Is that is that kind of what is going on? Or is that what it was? I can't really remember. Where's my face? I know there's more to it than that. And I think okay, I thought so. It was like that thing that was like, why are games so DEI? And then as I recall, I could be wrong. Didn't some of the people on the quote unquote DEI side, weren't they also kind of cringy? Or is that a bias just because maybe I heard someone on the other side saying that? But weren't some of the pro DEI people also a bit cringy? Or was that just a bias I heard? It was Savage Fury. Oh, okay. Anita Sarkeesian wrote an interesting piece on how women were presented in games. And then gamers responded with a Savage Fury. Okay. There's ISIS secret password. Oh, Jesus. Probably the internet. Okay. Interesting. 1 second. I'm just going to look it up real fast. And guys, I know that I do know some about. I know there was a lot of harassment involved. Oh yeah, Retro Asher. It was an anti-diversity in games harassment campaign. Yeah, I know there was you're right. There was a massive harassment campaign. So I guess okay, I shouldn't say that both sides were cringy. Okay. All right. Bizarre. All right.
But for the story I'm telling, my version of events is much more important than reality.
Who cares? Like why? All right.
As I understood it, was about a woman named Zoe Quinn who had released a video game called Depression Quest. This was a fairly bad game, but it received pretty good reviews, which wasn't super weird at the time because gaming journalism was already something of a joke at this point. However, chat logs were leaked by her ex-boyfriend where she admitted to sleeping with 5 other guys, some of them while she was still with her ex, and one of them had reviewed Depression Quest. This is what I thought at the time. And I wasn't even actually mad at Zoe Quinn. I was actually mad at the guy who supposedly reviewed her game, Nathan Grayson. This culminated in many posts attacking Zoe.
I'm confused about what he's talking about. I'm just trying to clarify here. You guys see, I think whoever named Watergate Hotel should be getting royalties for those cool I agree, right? Superman wasn't a scrawny nerd. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, ignoring the fact that Superman wasn't. Okay. I think allegedly it started off about ethics and how game journalists are paid by devs and then turned into ARG women in my video. Of course it did, Dolly Boy. That's insane. Mayflower Kid. Yes, Five Guys is yummy in more way than one. Okay, I'm sorry. Just anyway. Gamergate was corny. I genuinely saw people hating on games like Warframe for not making the female frame sexual enough. Jesus Christ. All right.
Attacking Nathan, attacking pretty much anyone involved in the story. However, the interesting part is I didn't actually care at this point.
Disgusting, Meowsworth.
Because again, to me and many others, gaming journalism was dead. There was really no point in it anyway. But then threads started getting pruned and comments started getting deleted. Mods even posting about how talking about Gamergate wasn't allowed.
Kid, I'm not responding
This
to
happened
that.
even on 4chan of
So
all places. On V. Blue board indeed. Very quickly
You're
for
right,
me,
Jonas.
this became an issue.
And guys, I know. All right. How do I phrase this? Oh God, maybe I should save this for the after dark. I am not a fan of superheroes. You can all hate me. I think I've said this before. I don't mind if you guys like superheroes, obviously, like what you like. I just don't like it. I think a lot of times superheroes are pro-patriotic, pro-nationalist. They're also a lot of times very detrimental to people's body image and things like that. Okay, there you go, Dolly Boy. You knew it. I just don't, and that doesn't mean that you can't like it. Obviously, I just do not like a lot of superhero stuff. I think I'm overly analytical. So, like, I see Batman, and you know what I think? I think, oh wow, this guy, his superpower is that he's rich. Okay, great. He's a rich guy who can do whatever the hell he wants in a city using vigilante justice. Why doesn't he just give away his wealth? And okay, or what about Superman, who started off as basically a nationalist American figure who would go and beat up communists and things like that, and has evolved over time to being apparently pro-Gaza. I did see the last Superman. I enjoyed it. Okay, and needs therapy. Yeah, he needs therapy, but like he's a rich guy that needs therapy. Okay, but bye, Mayflower Kid. So anyway, I don't mean, yeah. Oh, is that true, Outer Signal? See, and I will say, to be honest, Batman, he believes in rehabilitation. That's fair. And I got to admit, I don't know much about this stuff. So Outer Signal says the comics are bringing back old school. New Batman is poor and fights immigrant-hating Nazis. Love that. If that's the case, I love that shit. First Superman fought war profiteers. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, you guys, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that's fair, Big Braden. Superman was good. Maybe I need to. Guys, and I got to tell you, though, I love this. I know I'm overgeneralizing. I really like the Batman movies. I love the Batman movies. I also really like the recent Batman movies. I like the ones with like the Heath Ledger Joker. I like the ones that was the what is it? The recent one with what's his name, Pattinson. I thought they were really good. But I just, let's put it this way. I don't get the obsession with it. At least I don't fall into the obsession with it. Homelander is a brilliant character. I really like that too. I don't like, I mainly just like Batman. I don't really like, I watched the recent Superman and that was good. I like the recent Superman. That was good. That was kind of a pro-Gaza thing in a way. I wish they would have been more explicit about it, but okay. Anyway, so I say that with love to all of you. Not a fan of the superhero stuff most of the time. All right. Yeah, he's like Superman, but the IDF. Okay. Yeah, the IDF version. CR, have you ever watched Titanic? I know I have, Dubois. I have watched Titanic.
Of censorship. Why was 4chan?
Okay, Matt's like, though I agree. So maybe I'm being overly general. I do like Deadpool. I think Deadpool is funny because he's self-critical and things like that. He's kind of like a jester. He has a jester thing. Yeah, probably wouldn't let him say that, Big Brain.
And this bastion of free speech and libertarianism of all places, not allowing people to talk about a current event. In addition, you'd have people like Anita Sarkeesian going.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. I also think a lot of the superhero movies, especially Marvel movies, are trash. I'm just going to say it. I think a lot of the Avengers movies are absolute trash. I think a lot of the superhero movies are just complete trash. They're all derivative. They all seem to have the same storyline. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it. It's all like CGI and all this sparkly shit. And it's like, oh, wow, this is super deep. Oh, my God. Okay, I know it's entertainment. I know I'm being a Grinch. I apologize. I like some of them. But okay, I'm just saying my opinion. You're free to hate me. Moving on.
Shows like The Colbert Report. At the time, one of my favorite shows, and talking about how actually we were all just a bunch of angry gamer guys who wanted women out of our space.
Why do you think women are being threatened in this exchange?
I think women are perceived as threatening because we are asking for games to be more inclusive. We're asking for games to acknowledge that we exist and that we love games.
Why not just have a separate game?
I'm sorry, guys, you know what's weird? The more you talk, I keep thinking of versions that I do like. Like, I liked the X-Men series. I liked Deadpool. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the Avengers. I don't know. There's certain ones I like. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. I think I'm exaggerating.
Have separate but equal games.
Okay, there you go, Jonas. That's my other thing, too. It's so... okay. I also just think it's anyway.
This is a community I'd basically been a part of my whole life, and a community I'd suffered to be a part of. I was a gamer when it wasn't cool to be a gamer, when you got made fun of for it, and to then be told
I agree, Louise.
I'm making the space worse, that I'm keeping women out of this space. Naturally, I just really started to hate the people telling me that. This is one of the first times I started to feel genuinely crazy, because I felt as though I had very legitimate concerns, but was told that I was sexist for even voicing those concerns, which, again, were concerns against men, not women. And this started to bleed out into my real life, too.
That's interesting.
I remember having a conversation with one of my teachers in college from a media studies course, which was basically like, let's watch a film and let's analyze it, but not from like a filmmaking perspective, from like a cultural perspective. And we were watching Kill Bill Volume 1.
Jonas, you are great. I love Jonas has been on a roll with these sarcastic comments. Jonas says Mark Levin is my superhero. Oh, right, Big Brain. And yeah, I actually did watch. I was black. I shouldn't say this on stream. I had just consumed a certain kind of fungus that causes psychoactive effects, including hallucinations. When I was a while back, when I watched Morbius, okay? And that was probably the best decision I've ever made, because I think that was the only time I could have gotten through watching Morbius, was that time. And I've never watched it again since. Anyway, now, all right, it did greatly improve the movie.
At the time, one of my favorite films.
Meowsword Black Mold, okay.
And we were specifically analyzing the end of the movie. And my teacher made the claim that the end of this movie was racist and enforced imperialist ideas because the white woman triumphed in the samurai sword fight over the Asian woman. And the Asian woman even says something like, you bested me or something like that.
You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I'm not really paying attention to this. We're going to stop watching it for now. I think we're just chatting. Let's just chat a bit. You think that's good? I feel like we're not really watching him. I'm not really watching him. I'm just kind of chatting with all of you. Hello, AMA Gaming. Hello, AMA Gaming. All right, guys, what should we chat about? Let's do Q&A type stuff. Why not? So you said black mold. It's Morbin time with the fungus and yes, that's good. I have not seen Thunderbolts. Is it good? Should I watch it? Yeah, I know it's my fault. I brought up the superheroes and I think I got everyone off track. It's okay. So there are some good superhero things. I don't know. Overall, I also get like this automatic Okay, let's watch this, SoCal. So SoCal just sent me something that we could laugh. I don't want you to shut up. I don't want you to shut up, Dolly Boy. I don't want you, especially you, Dolly Boy. I don't want you to shut up. Okay. Oh, God, I also like Doctor Strange. Now that we're listing things, I like Doctor Strange a lot, too. They're not like spectacular. Maybe I'm kind of a prude about movies. I don't know. I think I am kind of a prude about movies. Where did it go? So... what's his name just sent me? SoCal just sent me a Jonas, hilarious. Okay, I'm sure, right, Jonas? You don't do edibles, all right. Where do you? Oh, you put them over. Okay, thank you, SoCal. I lost it already. All right, so SoCal.
I think it's fair to say this one has aged perfectly.
Let's just watch. This is a short. I think it's going to be funny.
I think it's fair to say this one has aged perfectly.
It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump.
Okay, I gotta pause this. Big Braden, what are you talking about? You don't like Pulp Fiction? I love Pulp Fiction. I love a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. Maybe I'm weird, but I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I know there's some issues with them. Like he has a weird foot fetish and he's always showing feet. That's not a joke, by the way. He does. He always is showing feet on screen. But anyway, but he's a really interesting guy. I really like it. I know he's a Zionist. I haven't watched much of him anymore. But I'm saying, yeah, like his movies were good though. Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's got a weird paper for Paul Dano, really. Well, you know what, Big Brain, I kind of agree with that. Okay. Wait, who's Paul Dano? Guys, I don't know about this pop culture stuff. You're ruining my experience. Okay, who's Paul Dano? I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. I am going to finish watching this and then I'm going to look up what the hell you all are teaching me, okay?
I think it's fair to say this one has aged perfectly.
It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
It's the Donald! Oh, my God!
Look, folks, before we go too far, I've got something to tell you.
Excuse me, but I've got something to tell you first. Thank you for ruining my life!
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
I think it's fair to say this one has aged perfect.
That's good. Okay. Oh, okay, Paul Dano. He doesn't like Paul Dano. Oh, this guy, he's good. He's a really good actor. Have you guys seen Little Miss Sunshine? Do you guys like Little Miss Sunshine? Well, I love the movie Little Miss Sunshine. I highly recommend everyone watch Little Miss Sunshine, but he did a great job in that. Paul Dano isn't a Zion. Oh, good. Whew. Oh, Matt Saigot, you have to see Little Miss Sunshine. You have to see Little Miss Sunshine. It's not a pedo movie, Meowzord. It's making fun. It is like criticizing it, isn't it? It's making fun of the whole beauty pageant thing. Okay. So I really like Little Miss Sunshine. It's funny. I do not like children beauty pageants, but that's partly why I like the movie because it's funny. It makes fun of it. So yeah, exactly. It is not pro beauty pageant, but it's a great movie. Yes. Oh my God. Right in your groove. I agree. Yeah. Okay. So Paul Dano's good. He doesn't like Paul Dano. Okay. There Will Be Blood is a great movie. What were some of the movies that came out this year? I think he is, Louise. I can't quite remember. Yeah. Oh, what is it called? Movies this year. All right. So I don't think I've seen many movies this year. I need to relook at these. So these are popular movies, I guess, from this year. Hmm. Oh, I never saw Orwell. We need to watch this together, right? Was this good? Did anyone see this? It looks like it may not have been good. It's the life and career of George Orwell. Okay. Predator was. Oh yes, I still need to see the Predator movie, which you betrayed me, Meowzord, and you watched it on Discord without me. I'm very mad. Oh, Weapons. I really liked Weapons. I highly recommend Weapons. Has anyone seen Weapons? Does it Outer Signal? Yeah, you were a traitor to Outer Signal. You were there. I really liked Weapons. I highly recommend Weapons for anyone who hasn't seen it. Yeah, it is such a unique movie. It is very strange. But really good. It's unique, okay? Very good though. Yeah, I've heard Five Nights at Freddy's I hear wasn't that great. So I did really like Weapons. I still need to see Predator Badlands. I've heard it's really good. What else? I haven't seen much today. The Woman Behind Cabin 10. What's this one? I feel like I've seen. Huh. No, it didn't look like it did very well. Okay. Together, you got to see a good piece on addiction. Which one is? Yes, it is, Sir Bartholomew. Weapons is about addiction. Absolutely. All right. No, I'm kind of one battle after another Nigeria watch party. I agree. You may need to go back to talking movies from books, making movies from books. Yeah. Sinners. I love Sinners. Guys, you have to see Sinners. Sinners is also just really good anthropologically and historically. If you look at the different dance styles and stuff they show, also it's just so good. I don't want to give it away. I have seen it, Big Brain, and I love it. All right, I need to see some more of this. All right, okay, we'll stop doing this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I agree. I think Sinners needs to be up there in the ratings or whatever. I don't know what is it called, the Academy Awards. Okay, so Studio. I haven't seen the Studio. That sounds good though. I've heard it sound good. All right. Yeah, shockingly historically accurate, minus of course the vampires and stuff. But anyway, okay, so let's find something else to watch here. I know I just kind of wanted to briefly talk about that. Some other options. So we can maybe go back and finish another one at some point, but this looks fun to me. So this is a debate that was held. I'm not sure by who. This was a debate that was held about the flock cameras. Remember the substance, Matt Saga, I loved the substance. I know there's some people here who didn't like the substance. At least I think there were some that don't. What is it called? Donate money and suggest the movie, the higher donation. Okay, you know what, Victoria? I think that's a really good idea. Suggestion box. People donate money and suggest the movie. The higher donation gets to see the movie with you. It's like a auction. Ooh, we could do that. We could do a movie, a movie auction. Hey, Shaf. Sorry, Ahmad. Hello, Ahmad. That's okay, Ahmad. Thank you for stopping by. Good luck with work, etc. You'd live in the book. Which book? Yeah, it's good, Big Brain. You guys should see The Substance. That's a very deep one. That has a lot of messages in it. You thought so, Meowzord? Would you explain why? I'm curious. Because I also have heard people who don't like it that much. All right. What movie? Oh, sorry, Jonas. You said I'd like a certain book or movie. What movie? Book or movie are you referring to? I can't find where you said what movie it was. The Runaway. Okay, I will take a look at that, Jonas. All right. Okay, guys. So let's watch this together. This will probably be the last thing I do here, because we're going to be doing an After Dark stream later. So I will come back on later, and I'll stream. I'll probably do a pretty long After Dark stream. So just letting you know that. Let's watch a little bit of this, and then we'll wrap up for the day. This is, maybe we can talk more about this stuff too during the After Dark stream. This is John McKinney's speech on Flock.
My name's John McKinney. I am president of the East Colfax Neighborhood Association.
So apparently this is a debate between two people debating the use of those flock cameras we talked about yesterday, and it gets pretty heated.
Advocate for some sidewalks. Yeah. Clean up a few alleys. And afterward, I was going to have a few brewskis with my neighbors.
Sir Bartholomew, what was the name of that guy? What was the name, Sir Bartholomew? What was the name of that guy from, was it Toronto? He was the mayor of Toronto. Maybe he still is the mayor of Toronto, who is very, very controversial and says a bunch of weird things. Are you still here, Sir Bartholomew? Was it Douglas Ford? Is that his name? Dolly Boy, is that correct? That he kind of looks like him, doesn't he? A little bit. Rob Ford. Okay.
Never could have imagined that it involved trying to stand up for our Fourth Amendment right as an American. And
I got you, Mauser. That is a fair critique. That is a fair critique.
And I want to thank everybody here.
I think it was Rob Ford. He passed away. Rob Ford isn't alive anymore. Is that true?
For standing up for my neighborhood and the citizens within it. I'm a technology consultant, mainly related to broadband. I take complex technology issues and I break them down into simple terms. And so what I wanted to do is break down what this flock technology does in simple terms.
He passed away.
So let's talk.
In your groove, you've been so mysterious. You have not been talking as much as you used to in your groove. You're like Doug. Doug has been super mysterious recently too. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. It's super sus. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm being too teacherly.
About what flock is. It's two things. Number one, it's a series of cameras, and we're used to cameras all over the town. These cameras work off a solar panel. They can be mounted on a street light. They can be mounted on a post.
Okay, so he's doing the corporate propaganda. Okay.
They've obviously been in our community for just a few months now, but they have a sensor that as you drive by with a vehicle, it takes a video and a photo of the car.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. So Rob is not the same as Doug in terms of those people I talked about. Okay.
Now, with that, it takes that photo, does a little bit of magic inside of the camera.
Oh, I
but
forgot
not very
that you're
complicated
Canadian
magic.
too, right.
These, and then it uses the cellular system to send that technology to a back-end server, a database. It used to be back in the day that a picture is worth 1,000 words. In Flock's case, the picture is worth 1,000 search terms. So what it does is it creates what they refer to as a vehicle fingerprint. It takes different features about that car. So you can't just take off your license plate to get around it. We don't recommend that either way. That includes the color of your car.
This is creepy that he's talking about like, oh, you can't escape it. Okay.
The style of your car, features about your car. It also is intelligent enough to start to figure out what the make and model of that car is.
Oh, good.
All
Love
through
that
machine
for
learning.
us.
It's always good to read a patent to find out where
this guy is anti-flock, Meowzord? Okay, well, good. Then he's telling the truth.
This technology is going, because that is the true intent. You want to defend that intent. That's the
Jonas, I want Cillian Murphy to have my babies.
Purpose of a patent. And this patent for Flock actually talks
or I'll have his babies, whatever.
about the back-end database and how it can determine race.
Thank you, Jonas. I'm glad you acknowledge that. Yeah, see, I think we can all come together regardless of if we're straight, bi, lesbian. We can all agree that Cillian Murphy would be our number one choice if we were all bi. Okay. Doug, I know. I'm just being an asshole, Doug. I shouldn't say those things to people. It makes it sound like a cult. But I have that weird teacher instinct. Like if I haven't heard from a student for a while, I'm like, is everything okay? Okay, I'll shut up. I'll stop. You don't have to talk you can talk as much or as little as you like, folks, okay?
It can determine the clothes that somebody's wearing and other features, height, weight. So many features about an individual that are actually very personal information. And with that, I think it's not hard to see where that can lead beyond cars. So it's not just cars. Eventually, this can definitely lead to bicycles and pedestrians, meaning that anytime we leave our house, we'd be under constant surveillance. Now, the other part of Flock that is really interesting is they didn't necessarily start out marketing to police departments. They actually market to large companies like Target, Walmart. There was one, as I was going into Buc-ee's the other day, I saw a Flock camera. And when they're marketing to these companies, they don't talk about data security.
In your groove, where is this East Colfax? There's a town called Colfax near here. I don't know. I'm not sure.
They talk about a 60,000 camera network with 6,000 agencies and how they're creating a data net. But what they also sell with that is predictive technology, crime prevention, thinking about what you're doing before you're doing it. Yeah, just alone in Denver, it's capturing 2 million images.
I see what he's doing now, Meowzord. So this is actually an anti-flock camera thing. I like his approach.
They're tracking us as we're going. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 million a month. Thank you. In the press releases that you're going to read about the contract the mayor signed this morning.
Also, I really like his drip. He has some good drip going on here. I like the purple. He has the purple. Maybe I'm sorry. I'm revealing my homosexuality here. Anyway, but he has like the purple handkerchief here. He got the purple tie. If he were Obama, people would be screaming about this tan suit. But I really appreciate the purple mixed with the tan. This is good. It's a good outfit. Okay.
It's going to be presented that he's taking care of this data security.
Periwinkle. There you go.
And what he's done is he's requiring a memorandum of understanding with other agencies. I don't know that a memorandum of understanding can override somebody's religious conviction if they're trying to get information out of our database. This data is not being stored.
You don't think so, Jonas? You don't think it works? I think it kind of works. I feel like this is a good. I will say, I think his suit needs needs a wider shoulders. I think he needs to look boxier than he does. The suit's a bit small on top, but I think it's very nice. I think it works, Jonas. I do.
On the hard drive of a computer under Commander Herrera's
By the way,
desk.
men, we need to be better at knowing our fashion, okay? Have you seen old image? Like, men used to be very into fashion in terms of like you wearing a suit out in public and things like that. Now, I don't think we should do that. Let's not go crazy. But I do. But you all should be back into fashion, okay? It's great. It's great fun.
This is data that's being held
you're
off
right. We need to
site
see
by
the
a
shoe
private
as well.
company, right? It'd be nice if it was under your desk. We could kick the machine and unplug it, right? If we felt like somebody's going to get to it, but we can't do that. And then really the only way to prevent the sharing of this data in any manner is to not create the data in the first place.
There you go, Louise. No, I think, Jonas, I actually think I agree with you. Okay. I love fancy hats in your groove. If I could wear a top hat, I would be into it. You're totally right, Retro Asher. You're totally right. Guys, you have to understand one of the reasons, by the way, that working class people used to dress really well. One of the reasons that kind of went downhill over time is because wages weren't high enough for working class people to afford good clothing anymore. So I just wish that men, like working class men and stuff, had the money that they could to dress nicely. I feel like a lot of men would dress better if they would wear like snazzier clothing if they could afford it. A lot of the time, that's my opinion. And I, Dolly Boy, hey, I'm all for kilts. Fine, let's do kilts. I think you're right, Jonas. I think a dark gray complement would be better on this. I'm kind of agreeing with you, Jonas, on this. All right. Anyway.
And the other thing about it is we've all worked with that bonehead coworker whose password is password using the A as an @ sign.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
That somehow got his bank account
Dolly Boy.
taken twice, clicks on every link that's sent to him.
By the way, purple is not a feminine color. I want to throw that out there. There's these notions that there's like feminine and masculine colors, which is stupid. But purple, was the color of royalty and the emperor and things like that. It's a badass royal thing. All right, just saying. You're right. Colors are they're not gendered, but we even know societies kind of view them as gendered. It is. It's royalty, right, Louise? So okay, Jonas. You know what? I know I keep jumping around. I'm not following this at the moment. I'm distracted.
On your show, you said, when tragedy strikes, Black people start stealing shit. What were you doing January 6, 2021?
What were we doing? Were we on tour? Were we on tour?
They're all avoiding eye contact.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Who is this guy? Simping for the monarch here. Hey, no. I'm just saying it's cool in your groove. I'm not simping for a monarch in your groove. Okay. Jeez. All right. What is the who is this guy? I'm sorry, I'm not sure who this guy is. Am I a fool?
No, he knows.
On tour in DC? Where were you?
No, we were on tour. We were watching on the bus. It was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What was amazing about it?
I want us to do that.
I know. Green is my
and we would
Dolly
do better
Boy, green
because
is my
they were
favorite
just
color
ugly.
too.
Like,
Seriously.
The problem with revolution is that it will be photographed.
Yes.
So sloppy, loose T-shirts.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody got a pump. Nobody drunk their cayenne and their lemon. It's
I
just
agree,
not
Louise.
beautiful. So you're fighting the government and you look like shit. So when you
I got you. Thank you,
die,
Jonas.
it's for nothing. Did you see the lady that got shot? Disgusting wardrobe.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible ass moments.
Oh my God, he's so right.
And our January 6th would differ because we'd be looking.
Mauser, it is unfair for someone with ADHD to criticize a fellow ADHDer. So how dare you, Mauser?
Met Gala. Amazing. Wells Bonner everywhere.
Shut up.
You know?
Oh my God, he's so...
On your show, you said, when tragedy strikes, Black people...
That is cute. I gotta tell you, he has a seductive smile, okay? Like, I felt myself blushing. I'm like, oh, Vince, okay. Anyway, all right, that's cute. Yeah, I agree. They should have been wearing better clothing on January 6th. All right. You guys
on your
remember...
show, you said, when tragedy strikes, Black
King,
people start stealing shit.
Martin Luther King was... Martin Luther King, when they marched. I'm going to show you images here. Like, they were not poorly dressed. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Those are some well-dressed men right there, okay? Like, if you're going to be caught on camera resisting oppression, you better look well. The women look great too, right? They're professional outfits. I'm all for dressing professionally when you are fighting the system. All for that. All for that. Unfortunately, it also has a psychological effect of humanizing you more. So, or like here's another one. Look at this. I mean, so totally agree. People who are resisting should be dressed well. All right. But it doesn't okay if you're not. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care. Okay, especially if you're going to be running a lot, it might be more important to not to be more comfortable so you can run, etc. All right. Okay, guys. There we go. So let's quickly before we wrap up here, let's just play the food guesser because I'm addicted to it. And don't forget, folks, later we are going to be doing our After Dark stream. It'll probably be a pretty long one. So please come to that. It'll be between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it's the way he points it out that cracks me. If you're gonna revolt, at least exactly. I love that, Jonas. Yeah. Oh, you're not wrong. Welcome, by the way, Weird and Word's Blob. You're not wrong. Let's not forget Martha. Martha, who great dresser, drag queen, who was in drag when she was arrested. Okay. Let's see here. Food guesser. So everyone ready? Let's play a little food guesser before I head out here. Quick play. Pork, veal, milk, eggs, chives. There you go. There you go, Red for Asher. Chives, salt, white pepper, nutmeg, parsley, lemon zest. Oh, I'm sorry, Weirdomorphous Blob. You've been having it rough recently, haven't you, Weirdomorphous Blob? Okay. Jonas. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Sorry, I missed. Did someone say what they thought this was? Germany. Matt Saigai says Germany. Yeah, kind of. You think Austria, Matt Saigai? Let's try. Okay, we'll try Germany. The nutmeg does. Okay. Yep, it was Germany. Bockwurst. Oh, Bockwurst. I've had Bockwurst. It's kind of hard to tell. I have trouble telling different wursts from each other. So, Bockwurst is a traditional German sausage that is believed to have originated in Bavaria. It is commonly associated with the city of Munich. You know, guys, I'm sad. You know why? I feel like I need some music. Like, the one good thing about the other, I'm going to put on Monster Cat Player in the background while we're doing this because I need some music playing. We need some music in the background for this, right? Now, I don't know. It might not match because I'm going to have to take time to find something that would be a good match for what we're doing, but we'll just, I don't know, let's listen to some house music, I guess. I don't know. No, that sounds like porno. Okay, we're going to find something that sounds like a porno. We're going to do... Nope, that also sounds like a porno. Okay, you know what? Let's just find... Oh, this is nice. This is nice. This isn't bad. Oh, this is good. Okay, this doesn't sound pornographic yet. Okay, it sounds kind of dark, though. Whatever, it's fine. All right. We'll do this. Okay. This sounds a bit too intense, actually. Yeah, it's too intense. Let's watch Blue. Let's do Blue Planet. 1 second. I'll find something. Give me a second. Oh. Okay, we'll do this one. All right. So what do we think? Let's try this one. A little pornographic. It's fine. It's whatever. Really? I can Meowsword? Oh my god! I'm gonna search. I'm gonna search for BPM. Genre. Explore. Give me a second, folks. Don't worry. We'll play. We'll play. But I gotta set the mood. I gotta set the mood right. Moods. I want chill. I want a chill mood. I forgot that you can search by chills. Born to Love. Oh, let's do this one. Electronica, Born to Love. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, what about this one? Oh my god, you're so right, Louise. I can't, though, because of copyright. But this will be good. This will work. So, this one. Okay, so that was Bockwurst. Next. This is nice. All right. This is yellow noodles, beef or seafood, garlic, shallot, curry powder, chili, tomatoes, cabbage, bean sprouts, scallion, soy sauce, sweet soy sauce, salt, pepper, water, oil, shrimp, lamb, fried shallots, lime wedge, pickled cucumber, crackers, and egg. I know. You think China? Well, Matt Saigai says Vietnamese. I'm sorry, he says Thai. I'll try right in the middle. Let's try Vietnamese. The side dish is, oh, those look like crisps of some sort, like crispy somethings. Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't know. This is Indonesia, I think. Do we think this is Indonesia? Ach? It's Thai outer signal? Okay, I'll try Thai. Nope. It's not Thai. Let's try Indonesia. I should have gone with Indonesia. Yep, it was Indonesia. Okay, yep, Ach. It was... God, okay. Yeah, so that wasn't bad. Mie Aceh is a traditional Indonesian noodle dish originally from Aceh, the northernmost province on the island of Sumatra. Okay. By the way, they always have the most badass names in Indonesia, like Sumatra. That's okay, Outer Signal. I'm in a good mood, Outer Signal, so you will not experience my wrath. Okay. Jonas. All right. Moving on. This, okay, buckwheat noodles, chicken broth, chicken meat, Dolly Boy, you know you always will experience my wrath, Dolly Boy. You're like, I don't know. You're like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I don't know. I have like an image of you on my wall, Dolly Boy, and I have darts, and I'm just like constantly throwing little darts at it. Metaphorically, Dolly Boy. Okay, buckwheat noodles, chicken broth, chicken meat, cucumber, radish, sesame seeds, green onions, soy sauce, vinegar, mustard. You think Japanese? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Japan, so we'll go with Japan. You're all wrong. You're all wrong. It's not Japan. It says northwest of Japan. I'm guessing Korea. It's one of these weird ones that was probably about... I already tried Japan, Meowzord. I'll try South Korea. It's South Korea, okay? It's South Korea. Jatguksu. Oh my God, that sounds like a slur. Okay, doesn't matter, it's not, but all right. So Jatguksu is a traditional Korean. I know, I can't help it, that's what it says. I know, I can't help it. Okay, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Well, I used to be a bartender, folks, and I would have Vietnam vets come in and use that word after they were drunk, and it was very disturbing. Anyway, I'm not even joking. So, is a traditional Korean noodle dish that uses a broth made primarily from pine nuts called jat in Korean. The word guksu refers to noodles. Okay, interesting. Dolly Boy, I swear to God. Ooh, I just shot another dart at your face. Okay, not literally though, that's violence. This looks delicious. Eggs, this is meringue, isn't it? I think it's meringue. Eggs, sugar, all-purpose flour, baking powder, vanilla extract, whipped cream, raspberries, raspberry jam, kirsch, powdered sugar. I suspect that this is maybe Germany, because kirsch is a German alcohol, or French. It could be French. Could be French. You know what? We'll try France. I think France is more likely. Nope, it's Germany, probably. Nope. Southeast of Germany. Is it Austria? Okay, you know, once again, how ovio in Brazil, this could be a dish or a very gay guy. Victoria. So we need an evil CR antagonist, mean professional oppression. That's what I already do. I professionally oppress all of you, Retro Asher. So first of all, was it Louise? Once again, Louise saving all of you. Okay? Thank you, Louise, for your competence. We're in a sea of incompetence, and there's Louise, the shining beacon. All right. Okay. Cardinal Slice. This is from Austria. Jonas, how dare you? Okay. Come on, Dolly Boy. I am a teacher, Dolly Boy. I only state facts, and it is a fact that bi people don't exist. All right, we've seen this one before. I think this is from, was it Germany or Poland or something? Or is it the UK? I don't remember. We've seen it before. It was Poland. Okay, next. Okay. She is the best. Another worst. Exactly. Yum. Next. Gastronom. Let's play again. That was too quick. We need some new ones. Ooh. Okay, I'm guessing this is an European thing, or Canadian or American. Beef, potatoes, beans, barley, onions, garlic, paprika, salt, pepper, water. Well, this narrows it down because it says here, the origins of this dish can be traced back to the Middle Ages in Europe. And that explains where it comes from. That explains why it looks like it was made by people who are working on landed estates. You think Cypriot? You think this is from Cyprus, Jonas? You think Hungarian? Okay, you know what? I'm more willing to try Hungary because SoCal wasn't mean to me. So I'm more willing to try Hungary than I am to try Cyprus. Jesus. Okay, here we go. So, we're warm. Northwest, I don't know, somewhere to the west of Hungary. It could also be slightly north because we're warm. Maybe we should try, it could be Germany. I'm going to try Germany. The borders Germany, southwest. Okay, I'm going to try, if that's the case, we'll try Austria again. It says it's southwest. Okay, this also sounds like porn music, whatever. It is not Austria. It is south. Maybe it's Switzerland. Oh my God, we might not get this one. Switzerland. Oh my God, it's not Switzerland. Okay, it's to the southwest of Switzerland. But it borders Switzerland. Okay, it has to be. No, it has to be Italy. It has to be Italy. I don't know where else it could be because it borders Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Wait, Italy doesn't. Okay. We'll try Italy. Okay. Did anyone say France? Did anyone say France? Anyone say France? Retro Asher said France. Retro Asher once again. Matt Saigai said France. I don't believe him. I'm going to check. I'm going to double check that before I give any credit of any kind to Matt Saigai. Nope. Matt Saigai never said that. Matt Saigai is a liar. All right. So thank you, Retro Asher. Thank you, Retro Asher. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Not retro at all. Really forward thinking, actually. All right. Moving on. This is pasta dough, cabbage, onions, mushrooms, bacon, ground meat, sour cream, caraway seeds, salt, and pepper. This looks Polish to me. Retro Asher. What models are you painting, Retro Asher? Do we think this is Polish, folks? Those are very big noodles. It looks like raw. It looks like raw. Not acknowledging that, Matt Zagai. It looks like raw haluski. Is that Polish? Okay, we'll try Poland. It just seems very Polish to me. Yep, Poland. Lazanki. Interesting. It was brought to Eastern Europe by Queen Bono Sforza of Italy. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's badass, Retro Asher. I'm more of a Tyranid stan myself, or an Empire stan, but totally support the Necrons. Very power. Oh, some might even say overpowered there, Retro Asher, but hey, you got more power to you. Okay. All right. What we got here? This is American, I think. Spam, batter, oil, flour, eggs, milk, salt, pepper. Radar signal. I think this is USA, don't we? So yeah, but guys, I will say there are other places that eat Spam. You know why? Because the United States brought it there during the Second World War. But we'll try the USA. Nope. Nope. Should have listened to me. Nope. It says northeast of the United States, and we're cold. And often enjoyed with crisps, with chips, or mashed potatoes. That makes it sound like it's the UK. You think Ireland? Okay. I'll try the UK. Yep, it was the UK. Okay. I knew it because they said chips. They said chips, and chips is typically what all y'alls over there call French fries, right? To an extent. All right, so this is a Spam fritter. As you know, Louise, once again, guys, Louise coming in clutch, though I guess Dolly Boy said it first. Whatever, I refuse to acknowledge that. But thank you, Louise. And I guess thank you, Dolly Boy, okay? All right. So, Dolly was the OG. Yes, Dolly Boy was. I just refused to acknowledge it. All right, okay. Next one here. Oh, well, I wonder what this is, guys. I wonder. Oh, shocking. I wonder where this came from. You're right. Louise does tend to be right. I think we're all learning that. Not only about this, but about her music tastes, about everything. I think we know. We all know where this comes from, right? Japan. I told you all how I used to work in a sushi stand, right, at a Kroger. Okay, yep, it was sushi. That was easy. Okay, this is funny. There's a warning on this one. It says here that sensitive content, this image may be distressing to people with trypophobia. That is the fear of small holes, of like a bunch of holes, like a bunch of little holes. Just warning you, if you're afraid of a bunch of small holes, this might be disturbing to you. It literally just looks like tapioca pudding. But okay, but it's not. Potato starch, it doesn't even look like there's not even holes in it. Okay, potato starch milk can be sweetened with sugar. So yeah. Potato starch milk can be sweetened with sugar and other flavorings. Ugh. This sounds European, guys. You think it's sago? India? I don't know. Matt Meowser, where's sago from? Is that Japanese too? It's just like porridge, isn't it? Like what? Okay, I am getting 3 different responses here. One person said India. One person said helmet puro. Retro Asher, I don't know where that's from. What country is that from? Jonas is saying Pakistani. Meowsword says sago, whatever that means. Sounds like the name of an anime character. Okay, pretty sure it's from Finland. Retro Asher says Finland. Yeah, everyone has porridge equivalents. That is true. Okay, fine. We will do Finland because I trust Retro Asher. Okay. Hey, Retro Asher. Good job, Retro Asher. Shame on everyone else, really. Retro Asher, again, coming in clutch again. Potato starch milk. This is Helmipuro Finnish semolina pudding. Even named it as well. Yeah, amazing. Great job, Retro Asher. Retro Asher, you need to be a cook or something. That's okay, Retro Asher. We forgive you for spelling it wrong. At least you're not bearing the shame of all your peers. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Semolina is not potato. Oh, but it says traditional Finnish porridge dish made from potato starch, milk, sugar, and often flavored with vanilla or cardamom. You're right. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Final score. Gastronomical Genius. Let's play one last time, and I expect that I hope we get Gastronomical Genius. We already did this one. We're going to start over. No one, Dolly Boy, no. No, we already saw that one. We're going to start over. Okay.
These are wheat flour, sugar, water, yeast, baking powder, salt, oil, sesame seeds, red bean paste, 5-spice powder, glutinous rice flour, alkaline water, and coconut milk. Okay, so we got 2 people saying India. All right, I'll go for India. I'll go for India. You think Jamaican? Hey, Matt Guy, you literally are saying India, 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 not India. So is it not India, or is it India, or is it China, or is it Jamaica? Okay, you know what? I'm going to try India anyway. It is not India. It does border India, though. So let's try China, because Meowsword said China. It is China. Okay. Hey, there we go. China. All of your social credit scores just went up. Great job. Okay, this is Ham Chim Ping. Ham Chim Ping is a deep-fried donut of Chinese origin, commonly found. This is not nearly enough sugar in it for an American, okay? Especially in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Brunei. Salty fried cake. Ooh, all right. Delicious. Yay. Go on to the next one. Okay. White bread, cucumber, butter, cream, cheese, dill, salt, pepper. Barfy? Oh, is this American? Or like, is this... It's just cucumbers on bread? Where is that from? Is it from the UK? Yeah, you're right. It's probably something eaten with tea. Definitely something eaten with tea. Okay. Yeah, I actually like... I really want to get a tea set with like one of those stands that have for like all the little cakes and shit. Yeah, we'll do the the UK. Cucumber sandwiches. I don't like cucumbers that much. Tea time dish. Symbol of leisurely life of the upper class. Very nice. Okay. Next round. Oh my God, these look so good. Flour, water, cabbage. I know what these are, I think. These are bao buns, aren't they? No, they're not bao buns. They're, what are they called? Pot stickers? I forget. I don't know what they're called. Ginger, cilantro, ground meat, soy sauce. This is China, right? Not bao. This is China, right? Or is it Korea? Momos? Apparently this is could be from anywhere. We've got a lot of different views here. Because guys, I've seen these from like, yeah, they look like a lot of different things. Where are momos from? You think China? Okay. I'm going to try China first. And then if it's not China, we'll find out very quickly. Okay, it borders China. I'll try India. It says southwest of China. It's India. Okay, it is a momo. All right. Well, I guess I'll have to give credit to someone I really don't want to give credit to. I'll say it is Matt Guy. Great job, Matt Guy. Yay! Yay, Matt Guy. And don't you dare take credit, Yona. You liar. Okay? I'm saying you're the one who said it. Okay? Don't steal Matt Guy's thunder. All right? Actually, I don't mind if you do. Dolly Boy, there's no one I want to give credit to least. Oh, really? Okay, fine, Jonas. I'll check. I don't believe him. I'll go up though. Okay, I'm gonna go up. We're gonna see if the credit is deserved here. They're momos. Oh, yes, you did say momos. But you did not indicate, Jonas, that momos are from India. Okay. Well, actually, it does count. Damn it, it does count, because it does say Nepal is a possible option. Oh, I'm sorry, Outer Signal. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, please come over. Join us over here on Twitch. Okay, next one. Next round. Yeah, you're right. You were right. You were right, Jonas. You were right. Okay. Stop trumping. Okay, stopping trumping. Okay. This is India. Right, guys, this is so India. I think, with leaks and stuff. Is this India? Wait a minute, it can't be India because some of the things in this are not traditionally. It's not like, what do we think this is? You think Albanian? Paratha? It is India. Okay. It's not. It's not. It's not India. And the reason I say that, folks, is look, there's cucumber salad on this page. There's a salad on this page with cucumbers. This might be Iran, right? Do we think it's Iran? It says here that it's northwest of India. Okay. But it's warm. I'm gonna try Iran, okay? I hope it borders Iran. It's to the northeast of Iran. So I'm gonna say Afghanistan. Yep, Afghanistan. Hey! Retro Asher, you were right. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. Sorry I didn't listen to you. Retro Asher, as always. Okay. So, yes. I know fake news, Matt Sagai. It's from Afghanistan. Bolani is a traditional stuffed flatbread from Afghanistan, commonly consumed as a street food or as an appetizer. It is made using a simple dough of flour, water, and salt. All right. We may have only had Afghanistan once. I think we had it once, but that's a new one. Let's go to the next round here. What? Okay, this says butter, sugar, golden syrup, flour. This is a macaroon. I guess it could be a macaroon. It's a very unpretty macaroon. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. We have to see that map sometime. Apparently, Weirdomorphous Blob is making a map of all the places that we've found food from here. Okay, what do we think, guys? Butter, sugar. This almost looks like a gingerbread, a ginger snap, right? Peanut butter cookie sandwich. Yeah, it's a very badly executed macaroon. If it is a macaroon, do we think this is America then? If it's a peanut butter cookie, because we all know that peanut butter was invented in America. So. Okay. All right. Let's try. I'm going to try. Should I try America? USA? UK? I don't know. I'm going to try USA because I'm a nationalist. Damn it. Okay. We're ice cold. It is not the USA. Fine. I'll try India. Oh my God. I almost put India. Look, I just put India into the Twitch chat because I was not in the right. Okay. India. Nope. Ooh. Southeast of India. Southeast of India. Australia? There's no peanut butter in it, I guess. Well, so where do Kingston biscuits come from? Okay, Australia or New Zealand? Okay, we'll do Australia. Oh, there we go. You guys weren't wrong. Kingston biscuit from Australia. All right, final score. We still got gastronomical genius, folks. So that is a very ugly looking cookie. Shame to my friends down under. I mean, what do you expect when it's a colony full of criminals? All right, I'm just kidding. Love the Australians out there. I only say that because there probably are no Australians in here, so I can do it and get away with being mean. All right, so guys, we did really well today. All right, we did really well today. I am going to be coming back on later between 6:30 and 7:30. You're right, Dolly Boy. Yeah, deservedly so, Dolly Boy. All right, I'm just kidding. Intergroove, please code this game so we can make our own. Okay, thanks. All right, so we're going to. Yeah, that's true. You're right, Jonas. We are going to be back on later from between 6:30 and 7:30. I'm going to be streaming for a while later, so if you want a good long late night stream, please come then. I might even start a little earlier than that. Maybe I'll start at like 6 or something. I don't know. Probably a little after that. Between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you. So that's when we'll do that. I don't want you to sleep. I don't want you to sleep. Okay. So Cal, please don't. So between 6 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's what we'll do. So please come back then. That'll just be over on Twitch. We don't want we can't do it on YouTube because we talk about inappropriate stuff and we listen to music and stuff, which would be copyrighted over on YouTube. So we might also watch some short movies like we did last time. I kind of like doing that with all of you. So there's a bunch of short movies we can watch. All right. Don't say the thing. What thing, RetroRatcher? What thing? Okay. Now, folks, thank you all. We had a lovely time today. We are we'll watch some creepy movies. Oh, I got you, SoCal. So let us. You didn't just hear it. I said maybe 6. I guess I kind of messed it up. So we'll assume between 6:30 and 7:30. I might start a little bit earlier because you know me, SoCal. I have no sense of time. I just kind of come on when I feel like it. It's my inner ADHD, my dopamine rush. So okay, but we'll say 6 through 7:30. All right. What thing are you guys talking about? You're all a bunch of lunatics. You know that? This chat is beyond what is going on in this chat today, okay? First, I got Matt Psy Guy spewing his nonsense. We got Dolly Boy sitting back there going, blah, 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 Scottish people this, blah, 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 Scottish people that. Okay. Anyway, and then we got Retro Asher being like brain rot. Okay, what are you referring to, Retro Asher? All right. So with love. Okay. So let's continue. We all know what I'm about to say. Everyone ready? Everyone knows what I'm about to say. Dolly Boy. You don't exist, Dolly Boy. That's the point. 5 people don't exist. All right. Dolly, okay, everyone knows what I'm about to say. Everyone ready for this? Okay, first and foremost, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, no, you don't, Retro Asher. You don't exist, okay? First of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves, and that includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Argue with me if you disagree. See what other people are saying. Don't get caught in an information silo, because unlike that troll later, we are not. Bye-bye, Meowzord. I know you do. Bye-bye, Meowzord. Despite what the trolls were saying earlier, we Dolly Boy, yeah, I get things wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being, just like anyone you see online. Thirdly, that sounds fun, Retro Asher. Maybe I do want bi people in my basement. Okay, that sounds awful. On the wall behind me is a sword. When we're living in a fascist moment in this country, fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in democratic institutions. In order to resist fascism, you cannot stand in the center. Please don't stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. On the wall behind me is a sword. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. Chainbreaker is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. It has been passed down to my family for many years. Why do I have it back there? To remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today, and we cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, please, please do not let their sacrifice go to waste, and always fight for a better future. And on that note, folks, I love you all very much. I'll come back on between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have some fun. We'll have a good time. Love you all very much. Except for the bi people in here, because I'm an atheist. I don't believe in myth. I don't believe in mythical creatures that don't really exist. Anyway, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.